All right, that's enough of that.
It was that or Jason's rap song. I think we chose wisely.
Blue Oyster Cult Godzilla. You ever hear of Blue Oyster Cult, Jason?
No.
Sounds like one of those leather bars
Back in the day.
you hang out in.
Welcome to the podcast, Rob.
Robzilla.
Yeah, thank
Is
you,
it
guys.
Bob or Rob? You got to speak into the microphone.
The Instagram is Bob because that's all that was available, but I'd rather it be Rob, so we'll figure out a way to make that happen. I'm lucky I'm still alive after 2 weeks of living with this knucklehead.
Lord.
How did that come about, Rob?
Well,
Yeah,
I was...
give us the background of what brought you down here.
My friend texted me that he was moving to Florida. I said, what part? And he said, Delray. And I said, no shit. So I said, pick me up. I just picked up everything and I just left. And I got here. I was staying in an Airbnb for a few days. Then I met you guys. And one day Jason called me and I told him, I got to go. I got to call somebody to find a hotel for the night. And you, no. You can stay with me. You can stay with me.
That was awfully generous offer, Jason.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
And
Was there a catch?
yeah, of course there was a catch. Yeah. Stay with me and I'll leave you bankrupt. Stay with me, I'll leave you bankrupt, and I'm not going to stop bugging you till you're a drug addict and need to go to rehab.
Yeah, Jason will drive you to do drugs for sure.
No, we had fun. It was nice waking up to 4 a.m. of the blender making protein shakes.
That's a dedicated bodybuilder for you.
Right.
I did say to you, though, I was saying, you got to hand it to him. Even if somebody's staying with him, he's not going to let them
Yeah, rightfully
fuck
so.
up his routine. If you're staying there, that's what you get.
You get what
Kind of respect that.
Yeah, rightfully
You are
so.
fucking...
So you always get up at 4 a.m. to make a shake?
Yeah, every morning.
Do you go back to sleep or are you up?
I'm up.
How many pros do that?
Yeah.
Get up at 4 to make a shake.
How much does he actually sleep?
I would say like 4 hours total a day. Like 2 hours during the night, maybe around 3 to 5, and then during the day he'll come. During the day, he usually takes a nap.
What the fuck,
I'm a
man?
machine, bitch. We don't sleep. We're cyborgs. We're T-100s.
Just that lack of sleep will make you insane. That's part of the reason why you're out of your fucking mind.
Woo, we don't care.
Good. Hey, if you don't, I don't. It doesn't affect me, buddy. Except when you come to the gym acting like a complete buffoon, but
It's sick.
we're used to that after 10 years of this shit.
We're already drowned in the piss, everybody.
Leonard, you alright?
What do you mean by all right?
You're staring off into space.
Looks like you're in a vortex.
I might be.
The G kick in?
Well, the focus for the ruby's been just overwhelming me, so, like the process. I'm in the size mode. I got 2 more months, less than 2 months.
June 1st, you start the cut.
Yeah. So I start to shred.
Shred.
Yeah.
That's when we'll see you in the gym at 6 a.m. doing the treadmill, right?
Yeah, most likely I'm going to start off with the stairs. Why don't I give away all my secrets? But
Jason, what are you going to do
Please don't.
if the night of the Ruby they invite you to perform at the Apollo Theater? Which are you going to do? You know what the Apollo Theater is?
No,
He's just fucking clueless.
a rap studio.
It's one of the most famous theaters in New York City. It's in Harlem.
Yeah.
did you ever go there when you lived there, Andrew?
No.
Did you ever go to Harlem?
Yes. I used to buy all my sneakers in Harlem.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you must have seen a lot of tan 10s walking around.
I did.
Wow.
Tan 2s, Tan 5s,
Right.
anything ranging from 1 to 10.
I'll bet.
So would you do the Ruby or would you perform at the Apollo Theater?
It depends. It depends how much De Niro people are throwing at me.
There you go.
I don't think anyone at the Ruby's going to be throwing you any.
We could bring Tyler De Niro, the one that shot Andrew Calora's 650 bench video. He's his nephew of Robert.
Is his last name De Niro?
Yes, Tyler De Niro.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You can only hope and dream to be like him, Brad. You know it.
Okay. Born into a famous family.
So what are your impressions of Delray Beach so far? What do you think?
I absolutely love it. Atlantic Ave is great. Downtown is great. Now that I don't have somebody yapping calculations into my ear 24/7, I can enjoy it a little bit more.
Give me an example, like what?
If I get this many subscribers, how much will I make? How much am I going to make in 5 years? How many % of Americans make that? And then I'll just make stuff up like 5%, 3%.
Yeah.
No, I want to see you look it up.
Imagine dealing with that for 10 years.
Yeah, what I was going to say is
10 long years.
anybody who gives Brad shit for being hard on him and stuff, after you spend a little bit of time with him, you really understand it.
Hey man, they see it in the videos, but it's way worse off camera. It's just fucking relentless.
I'm a relentless machine.
It's a good attribute. Relentless in the gym.
You're
He's
lucky,
relentless
you're
at
lucky
home
that we
eating.
can tolerate you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when we're all not here one day? Just gonna wander around and pester anybody you see?
No.
Who's gonna take care of you when mommy's gone?
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's this chick who's singing vocals in the studio with you? What's her deal?
She's a famous underground rap chick.
Famous underground rap chick.
Yep.
And
Who
why in the fuck would she collaborate with you?
Because she likes me.
Why does she have to go underground to do that?
Who did she discover you, or did you discover
We
her?
both discovered ourselves.
No, but I'm saying, did you reach out to her, or did she reach out to you?
We both reached out to each other.
How?
Through message. That's simple shit right there, bro.
Simple shit. Who paid for that studio time?
They did.
Of course. You're not reaching in your pocket. What did you get out of that? Did you get a single?
I got a single. I got a song out of it. Yeah.
Where is it at?
It's on YouTube. Play it.
Please don't.
They paid a lot too. They paid like $75 an hour for that session.
No shit.
Yeah.
You sent me the fucking thing. I watched it for 30 seconds. I had to shut it off. You're just shouting like an asshole.
I sound like the 69 Eminem style, baby.
69 Eminem.
69 the rapper and Eminem. I sound like them. Hardcore.
You know who you sound like?
Ooh.
Here's a blast from the past. I don't know how many people out there listening to this are going to know who I'm talking about. Does anyone remember 50 Tyson?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to go on YouTube and you'll find a video from like 10 or 11 years ago.
I'll pass.
I think I showed it to you. Didn't I show you 50 Tyson? This
remember that.
He calls himself that because he thinks he looks like a combination of 50 Cent and Mike Tyson.
Oh, God.
And you can tell he's a little off. And he took himself seriously as a rapper. And he actually, I think, became a sensation. I think he appeared in a few videos. You can become the next 50 Tyson.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and look him up, maniacs. You can have a what's it called? A rap off.
I guess that's where we're at. We just encourage the fucking asinine behavior.
He's gonna do it anyway.
Right,
So
yeah.
fuck it.
What's the point of getting aggravated anymore?
The guys from the studio loved him.
I'm sure they did. Yeah. Until they spend more than an hour with
Do
you.
you want to make a little bet here? Everyone, if Jason happens to make it big, I don't know what that means, but will you change your tune and offer an apology?
No.
I mean, not that the stuff is
I'm
you're
not
partaking,
not apologizing.
but I'm just saying if he makes it big
He's
financially.
an asshole and he knows it.
Shut up, asshole. And if I make it big, you're on the water.
Good. I don't give a fuck.
But like I said on the last podcast, if all these other morons who wear gold teeth and put tattoos on their faces and color their hair rainbow fucked up colors can make it and become millionaires, why can't Jason doing this
agree.
nonsense?
Yeah. I mean,
Seriously.
It's a different audience that he's going after with the music.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess industry.
But
It's a
Jason,
hot mess industry.
if I could interject, you don't want to be a cookie cutter. You always want to do something nobody else did.
That's what I am.
I understand you ordered a grill, whatever that is.
He wants
Is
to
that
be.
true?
He wants to
He's
be.
already got it.
Lenny, he wants to be rich. He wants money, and this is the fastest way to get
I
it.
think being a cookie cutter.
He's very easily
non-cookie
influenced
cutter.
by all the bullshit that he sees on there, like these idiot kids running around with stacks of money, just wishing to get fucking robbed and killed and shit. You think it's let me carry around a fucking fucking, $1 million in cash and throw it around.
That's true, Jason. They have an underlying criminal element that's into that type of stuff.
You will get rolled so
They
fucking
will.
fast.
I mean, that's always
He's
worried
too
about
cheap
you.
to pay for bodyguards or anything.
If you were to go to
fucking
a venue, Jason, say somewhere locally around here, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, Miami, Overtown, what have you, all I'm saying, I would get very trustworthy because bodyguards will turn on you. They're the ones who usually set up the robberies because they're not getting paid much. I wouldn't
Especially
trust
if
those.
they're working for you.
I've been around
They're
security and
definitely not gonna
bodyguards,
get
but I
paid
wouldn't
much.
trust any of those. No way. They'll never get your back.
I'm just coming out with my album. It's fun and I enjoy it.
If you get on World Star Hip Hop or something like that, you get a lot of fans.
Maybe you can rap on stage at the Ruby as you pose,
Yeah, I'll do that.
like a new division.
The rap division.
Yeah.
The LL Cool J of bodybuilding.
And then Leonard can come out and throw you off the fucking stage.
It would be hilarious.
Should do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's a sniper there.
I would like Jason to go. What are they when he goes through the crowd and they carry him around? What do they call that? You jump into the crowd at the Ruby.
Crowd surfing.
Yeah, crowd surfing.
Oh, that's a fabulous idea.
It's great.
That's right. Take a running start and jump.
Dale Chance made crowd
damn
surf against his own will. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you want to throw Dale off the stage?
There I am, bro.
When he's in that lightweight division too, he'll go flying.
Jason, what are you doing? What are you doing with your arms in the studio? What is that?
Oh, it's just high.
It's like you're shaking fake maracas.
Oh, is that another Jack video?
No, it's
No, it's when he's in the studio rapping and he's flailing his arms around.
Mike Tyson.
Like,
It looks like the Mike Tyson.
what is that?
I have never seen him so hyped up.
You were there, right?
Yeah, at the studio. I think it was a combination. He was a little bit nervous being in that environment. A little nervous, and then he just really wanted to impress people. I've never seen him that hyped up.
Was there a lot of people there?
There's, only 5 or 6,
Yeah.
all cookie cutters, but
Porch
yeah.
monkeys.
I'm not the cook. Porch monkeys.
They're gonna listen to this.
We don't care about porch monkeys. We're freaks.
You can't even rhyme. That's what rapping is rhyming. Why don't you rhyme your words?
Excuse me.
What rhymes
I'm
with
actually
it?
getting an education here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
Explain this whole thing to me, Brad, about the rhyming and what sounds good, because you said something earlier.
It's not about sounding good. That's what it is rhyming.
What
It's not
define
rhyming.
good in this genre?
I didn't say good. I said that's what rap is rhyming.
Right.
He's not rhyming anything.
Ooh, it's gotta be a hot mess.
Right, who cares?
Okay, wait, Jason.
What's the difference? I don't know why I even...
Hold on. Think of 3 words that rhyme with cares and use them in a bar.
Okay.
Right? So who cares now?
Who cares? Who doesn't care? And
You can't use the same word twice.
Of course he can. He's a
Jason.
fucking mental midget.
Think of 3 words. Think of name a word that rhymes with care.
care?
What?
No care.
Oh,
No, I'm not letting this go. Think of a word that rhymes with care.
I fucking can't.
Caring?
I got one for you real quick.
I can't. I can't.
It rhymes. What
There,
sounds
Jason.
like care?
Try this. Who cares? Look at my hair. I look like Ric Flair. Woo!
There. You get it?
Try it.
So, Brad, now
Jason, go get the door.
you gonna take me over to the studio now since I rhyme?
Yeah, that's
since
actually
I'm
a
so
great
talented.
idea. You'd be better than
Take
him.
me to the studio.
He's gonna take you. I don't know where it's at. Have your new boyfriend Rob Zilla take you.
Is that a Freudian slip, Brad?
Lenny, I
Is
think
that how you think about Rob in a sexual manner?
Lenny, you should be in that rap studio, not Jason. Do that again with care, Ric Flair, my hair. Do that again.
Who cares? I sound good.
Who cares? Look at my hair. I look like Ric Flair. Woo!
Who is that, Eric?
Yeah. What's up?
Hey. What's up, man?
We got some whiskey too.
Let's see.
So, while we were at the studio, that Nipsey Hussle guy. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How you been?
That Nipsey Hussle guy died. And
Right.
One of the people at the
Never
studio
heard of her.
Exactly.
was friends with him. So I was trying to get Jason to say, "Well, too bad. He deserves what he gets. He gets what he gets." But
Gets what deserves.
yeah, gets what deserves.
Wow, this is the most people we've had at the table for a podcast.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Every seat is taken.
We're six.
You can put those in the fridge.
6 heads deep, as they say in the hood.
They don't have that type of beer in Sweden?
Yeah, they do. They do.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Pick
Yeah,
your mic
One
up.
of the most
Yeah, because
famous
probably
ones.
half the country's a spick now.
No. They're not from Europe.
All right, Jason.
Somebody want a beer?
Yeah, they
I
can.
have
good.
IPA as well.
Come on, one verse that rhymes with care.
Yeah, sure.
Just one.
Nature boy Ric Flair, you know my flavor.
Better.
They're trying to teach them
Better.
how to actually rhyme,
Yeah.
Okay.
which this is complete fucking train wreck.
But you now understand what a rhyme is,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna get better.
So
Like piss, kiss,
Yeah.
care, flare,
Ice cream,
ice cream.
what does ice cream rhyme with?
yogurt.
Corona's good. I'll take Corona. Actually, yeah. No, I'll take
I
this.
never do want a beer.
I'm okay, thanks.
Jason, you want a beer?
No, no thanks.
Why not?
They're free.
No thanks.
They're free.
I don't like alcohol.
What does beer rhyme with?
Alcohol?
He does not fucking get it.
Who cares? I'm a hot mess. I'm talented the way I'm not a cookie cutter like all these rappers. I'm different.
And so that'll take you to the top, in my
So
opinion.
you don't have to rhyme your words. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm different, bro. I'm unique, man. I express my feelings how I express them. Fuck it.
I think you ought to take your shirt off and coat and hit a few poses while you're doing too. Start getting that.
Should I do it? I think I should do it.
What?
Take my shirt off and pose.
While you're rapping, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? We'll do it.
You
wanna
need
do it?
you need a face tattoo.
Yeah.
I'll get a fake one.
There you go. Perfect. Let Leonard draw something on your face. You got that? You got a gold marker, right?
Yeah.
Leonard, draw something on his face for him.
Give him some teardrops. For every Koth he's killed, give him a teardrop.
Every code killer.
Isn't that what the gangbangers do? They get a teardrop every time they kill someone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you can get a teardrop for
That
every
means-
Koth you've wasted.
Wasted.
They'll run all the way down to your chest.
Yeah.
Do you have a coach now, Jason?
No, I don't compete. I don't do shows that much anymore.
You just announced that you're going to do the Ruby.
I might do the Ruby, but I don't need a coach. I don't know.
Lenny, why don't you become his rapping coach?
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. I mean, what you need to do is call out one of those human filth. Get some controversy. Because that one thing, 20 years ago, they idolized another fat thing up there in New York too. That fat fuck.
Oh, Fat Joe,
Biggie Smalls?
Yeah.
Biggie Small.
I'm not saying that name.
He's dead, you dumb shit.
Who cares? You want me to
Jesus
hit? You want me to hit a bar right now for you?
Yeah, hit a bar.
Biggie
Like
Joe,
20
you
years
ain't nothing but a wankster, baby. You know the flavor, baby. I got rim ice cream, baby. You know it, baby. You got
Andrew-
shot by a drive-by.
Andrew, tell me where your guns are at, please. Please.
Top drawer, bedroom, right side of the bed.
Leonard's about to throw up. How fucking terrible was that?
Actually, I'm throwing up just thinking about the whole mess of him. Years ago, working in a nightclub, and they would come in with what they call an entourage, and people were just kissing their ass left and right. And one guy said something, I just turned my head like, you're a piece of shit. You don't even look at me. Of course, unless he's giving me a tip or something. But, it was just disgusting. That Twinkle, what's that little fucking twink's name? God.
Oh, you met Biggie Small?
A rapper?
No, that one Trick Daddy. Got out of this SUV in 2002. Me and Andrew were working at a Miami club. Gets out of this SUV and starts looking around. Like, here I am. And it's like, look at what the fuck? A little crackhead. He said something to me. I just turned my head and like, don't even look at me, And then he's talking to me, coming up and telling me $200 or something, go and smack this guy in the head or something. Like, well, let's see the money first. Total piece of garbage.
Where was that at?
Downtown Miami, South Beach.
Did you meet anyone else, Rob? You met Emma, right?
Yeah, I met Emma at Planet Fitness.
Yeah, Leonard said you chased her out of the gym.
No.
Well, he went up to see her the same time. She got scared.
Look, they're calling
No,
me
she didn't
harassing
get
me
scared.
now. Look, they're harassing me now.
Is that Snapchat?
That's Instagram.
Did you meet Big Richard?
No.
Where is he?
I don't wake up that early.
Did you meet Synthol Mark?
No. I will say Emma is hotter in person. She's looking thick lately. Yeah.
I have seen her when we were working out in.
Planet.
No, they have mirror in the roof.
Oh, the old Palm Beach gym.
Yeah, exactly. We did see her. I recognize her, but she doesn't know who I am, so it was kind of funny. Was she like a year ago or something?
See, I had the balls to chase her down.
Yeah, you did.
She was standing behind the desk like she was working or something.
Mm-hmm. Me and my girl.
Probably
right.
sucking some guy off behind the desk.
Probably.
Had a good time.
What?
Me and my girl had a good time. We went out
Oh,
to dinner.
she's your girl again?
We always been.
What'd
We've
you
been
guys
on and
do?
off dating for 4 months.
What'd you guys
On
do,
and off,
Jason?
okay.
What do we do? What
Yes.
do we do?
Yes.
Went out to dinner and we had a fun time at privacy and our cuddling and watching TV and then back inside and then I gave her her gift.
What was that, your dick?
No, a $500 Spider-Man autograph by Stan Lee.
Did you
Nice.
did you re-gift her that green dildo you got the other day?
I showed it to her. She laughed.
Not big enough for her.
Where'd you go out to eat, Jason?
We went out to we went out to Duffy's.
Oh, we were there as well with Pomps. Big Rob.
No, we were there last night. The one in down on
down
Forest
south.
Noble.
Oh, up all the way up there? She lives in West Palm?
No, she lives in Lantana or Lake Worth.
Oh.
Oh, we had a good time. She left about 1 o'clock.
She went back to your house?
Yeah, we had her time alone.
Oh, so you were happy I was gone yesterday?
Yes, I was. Thank you very much.
Thank the Lord, right?
Thank God.
Is that why she didn't come around because she knew you had him there?
Basically.
Yeah, right.
You could have drilled a hole in the wall and jerked off to.
I did get to meet her though, and Jason came up to me, put a lightsaber to my neck, and he said, "You know, I'm dating her, right?"
Did you just recoil in fear?
I did, yeah.
I've
Nothing
seen what
quite,
those
nothing
lightsabers
quite
do
as
to
scary
people.
as having a fake lightsaber put to your neck.
That's
That's got to be pretty menacing.
It is a fake one, asshole. There's no such thing.
Did you
as
just
a
say it's real?
It's the real prop one. It's a prop.
What's prop mean?
Prop means movie made.
I'm
not
sure
garbage
some
made.
armies do have them in their arsenal just as a test weapon. I'm sure they are out there, though.
Bullshit.
There are. The militaries and countries,
Yes,
there's
that is
weapons that they develop
It's
and
not
nobody
possible.
knows about.
Yeah, that's true. I seen it on the internet.
Yes,
They
there
have-
is.
they have-
Anything's
It
possible
is
with the
the
military.
test weapon they do. I see.
They
it
may
on-
have a
I
few
see it on
things just
YouTube.
for the hell of it.
Well,
A real lightsaber.
Brad-
There is a
Absolutely.
thing. I've seen it.
Jason and Lenny are saying it's true,
Absolutely.
so it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna lose this argument.
Sorry,
I guess.
Brad.
So I know
That's
about
what,
it.
that's
okay,
what,
whatever
that's what
you gotta say.
militaries do.
They
They
got
have,
double
You know
team.
they
how
have
it's
test
real?
weapons.
You know how it's real? I'll explain. I saw it on YouTube. It's a fire flame. It comes out as a laser beam, like a lightsaber. Yeah, and it's attached to a string into the ground.
Wouldn't a laser beam keep going?
It's
Yeah,
a laser
exactly.
beam fire laser. It's true.
They do have laser beams as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You'd be surprised what the military
It's
do.
true.
about
No
having
shit, they have laser beams.
But
We're
they
talking
make it out
about a
of a-
fucking lightsaber.
But they make it
It's
out of
not
a
possible.
lightsaber.
They have
Yeah,
some.
it's possible.
They do
You
have
see?
some.
You see? I'll
okay.
type
You
it
don't
right
know
now.
science.
That's right.
Jason,
I forgot.
Gino-
Yeah, I'm
But is it practical,
Why-
Brad?
why
You
don't
gotta-
you listen to me?
If you got to get up close, I
really?
mean,
Homemade
unless you could shoot a
lightsaber.
laser like a gun, you know.
How does the thing stop?
They don't want to make anything where you have to get up
Here we go.
close.
How would it stop when it comes out?
Homemade lightsaber.
Just shoot it. Shoot
Homemade.
Right here.
No, but
Seriously.
how would
Hey,
the sword stop when it
Ask
comes
Right
out?
the,
there.
ask the military engineers.
There it
Don't
is,
ask
homemade.
me.
Well, if you guys
I'm just
know
saying
it,
it. They have it.
You saw it.
Look.
Yes.
bullshit.
Homemade lightsaber.
Jason found it on YouTube. It's legit. It's legit. It's
Let's see him
legit.
cut through something.
Yeah, I want to see this as well.
This is a fucking Star Wars clip. What is
No,
this?
it's
It's
a
Star
light-
Wars
It's
music.
it's a source of light, so
Why?
it's keep going.
This is
Exactly.
YouTube.
It makes no sense.
It's true though. It's legit. It's a homemade lightsaber.
Okay.
Built 2,500. Yeah.
Why don't you buy it then? Have Robzilla buy you that next.
He will.
What are you watching? Nobody wants to
I
hear
can't
that
skip the
shit.
ads.
Oh.
what's wrong, Jason? You don't like all these ads in the video?
Interesting.
Are they chapping your ass?
Here.
Look, you're skipping the ads.
He builds it homemade. Looks.
No, don't skip the ads, Jason.
Here
You got to
it is.
watch
Here
them.
it is.
That he can poke Ian's dead body with, and then we can get on with our day. So,
It's just so stupid.
this is just a temporary battery box.
Okay, so I'm going to narrate this. It's two dorks in a garage, it looks like, with a black box. Looks like it's hooked up to an electrical cable.
Like a backpack, holding all the
One of them is holding a long pole attached to a cable.
Fucking idiocy.
Looks like a sword. Now they're using cool lightsaber sound effects.
All I have to do is plug in this red wire, and we'll be live. One note, we're actually running this at 150 volts DC at the moment, which is technically...
Why are you looking like you know what that means?
Jason,
fire,
the look on
basically.
Jason's face is great.
He has no clue what those numbers are.
It's voltage, bitch.
Up to 400 volts, so that'll be extra hot. Also, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's powered by AMD inside. Alright, so that's just
I think it's enough of this,
Yeah, it's just.
which is pretty cool.
right?
Any videos on the Tooth Fairy, Jason, that you want to show us?
Yeah, no shit. Turn that shit off.
No,
I'm
I'm showing
done.
you.
You're not showing. I can't see anything from over
Just
here.
wait.
It's not possible.
It is possible. You're wrong.
Are you testing it on things? Like,
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I mean,
It's a toy lightsaber. What is that?
No, watch.
It's a toy lightsaber.
Watch. Ready, watch. Just watch.
cares?
Just watch.
Exactly.
You
Who
don't know.
cares is right.
Thank you.
Look.
All right, just so everyone has a frame of reference, go to the YouTube channel, The Hack Smith. It has 5.2 million subscribers. The name of the video is 2500 degree lightsaber build. And you guys can watch this video
problem is that
yourselves.
this isn't the light. This is like a warm inner surface. That's what it is.
Oh.
It's nothing to do with laser.
You're wrong, Brad. You're wrong. You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong, man.
You're wrong.
There's no real lights. There's no real lightsaber.
That is the realest lightsaber there's on the planet,
I don't
dude.
care how many fucking subscribers they got. That's horseshit. I don't like it.
You don't like it because you know you're wrong.
It's not. It's not a real lightsaber that you see in the movie.
It is
It's not.
similar. Watch. You want
You have to like put it like slowly to starting to burn. So it's not a laser. It's more like a fucking
Torch.
I don't know.
I'm about to YouTube how to tie a noose if you don't turn this off.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck
And it's
you,
not
dude.
even wireless. It's like they have
How to
a
dismember a
long,
dead body.
Yeah.
cord connecting to it.
It's a hot lightsaber.
Too bad Jay isn't here. He could show you how to tie one of them.
Who? Jay
Can you
Master?
buy me that? I want that next. It's real.
You can give that. You can extort that from the next person who
Yeah,
comes
put your
down here
place
and
on Craigslist.
doesn't have a place to live.
One lightsaber. a
Crashes you for 2 weeks.
Jason's Airbnb. The couch.
Could you imagine the reviews?
Have you been staying at Jason's?
week. Yeah, not anymore. Fortunately,
For how long?
2 weeks I think total.
What's the best thing with living? At
The best
place?
thing?
Yeah.
When he leaves.
Did you ever think of changing the locks when he left?
No.
What's the worst thing?
The worst thing is waking up to his rap music. Definitely.
Wait, he plays it or he actually
He
raps?
blasts
His
it,
own
yeah.
rap music
Yeah,
or other?
yeah.
You listen to your own.
Fucking
Yeah.
You listen to
All day.
yourself.
One time on the way to the gym, he must have played one of his songs 30 times in a row, back to back. And this is when I was too nice to like tell him to put my foot down, and I just put up with it, you know. But after a few days, I gave up with that.
I thought you were gonna say watching him walk around naked was the worst thing.
Yeah, that too. The first day he'll be like, don't look at me, bro, I'm naked, don't look at me. And then he'll go out and weigh himself right in front of the couch. And then one day he comes out, tie-dye shirt, no underwear, no pants, and just sits next to me on the couch.
Are you serious?
Huh?
Have you seen his dick?
I obviously try not to see it, but yeah, obviously he's walking around naked all day.
We don't give a two fuck.
No, I know. He just doesn't give a shit. People
The
don't
same
believe
experience with Brad when he answers the door naked, but he looks.
it. He does it all the time now on purpose. Sick fucks. You would do this. You would do the same thing if somebody was staying in your house. You'd still walk around naked and do all your routine anyway, right?
Well, girls and stuff that come over were naked. You know, I answer the door naked.
No, but if Rob was staying with you, would you change your routine?
Yeah, I'd probably have to.
Would you really?
Yeah.
So you're a little bit more considerate than this buffoon.
No, I'm much more straight than this young man over here.
You're a lot more straight than him?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so straight. They use me as a human.
You're fucked up. You can't even think straight. The fuck are you talking about?
I'm always thinking straight.
Okay.
What?
I want to go now.
You want to leave?
Yeah, I need a sign. I want to bounce.
Come on, Brad. Sign the shirt.
$20.
Sign the shirt. You're gonna get 100.
PayPal $20.
Sign the shirt.
Just PayPal $20.
Don't put that on there, asshole. You're gonna.
It's for the child. Come on,
Sure.
think of the children. The needy children.
See, he's making a sign.
It's
Making a
made
sign.
out to the children anyway.
Sign the
Man
shirt.
child.
He's saying it's for a child.
Yes, it's for these ones.
A child that wears a size what?
Large.
Yeah.
It's for an 8-year-old. You
Yeah,
sign the
that-
t-shirt.
There's no fucking 8-year-old that wears that size.
Unless they're freaks. Sign the t-shirt. Come on, don't be a buffoon. Sign the t-shirt.
Jay, don't put it on top of that.
Alright.
Here, just walk it over here.
Yeah. Alright, brother.
Frank the Tank, I'm not answering your Snapchat
This is
right
more
now.
exciting than when the president signs a bill.
The treaty.
The anticipation.
It's more exciting than signing the treaty.
You don't even say
Kim
please.
Jong-un.
You don't say please or
Please,
thank you or nothing.
please,
You're an
please.
ungrateful little cocksucking
No, I wanna say
fuck.
Do it right over Brad. Sign it right over his face.
That would be funny. Please, Brad, with ice cream on top.
What does this say? What is that?
Chase, Devin, and Ray.
Who's that?
The kids.
Now it's for 3
Oh.
kids?
No, it's for 3 kids. Yeah, it's for 3. That's
3
what-
kids are...
Yeah, they are 8 years old, so they are gonna fit in this one.
Yeah, exactly. They can all fit this fucking shirt. What is that?
8 years old.
What did you write on here?
I just wrote it. Come on, right on.
Do it for the kids, Brad.
Do it for the kids.
Think of the needy.
So I can't write any profanity on it?
No. Just write a nice message to the kids. It's for Davin and Chase and Ray.
A nice message? And I'm not doing that.
Just saying Brad for
I don't even
the.
want to do this right now. Why don't you just leave?
Just saying Brad. That's it.
What did that shirt
From
say at the
Brad,
gym that
Rick Chase,
that
that's
Tamika
it.
didn't like? Smoke weed, fuck hoes, hail Satan.
Yeah, there
Just
you
write
go.
that.
From Brad. Good luck, children. Something like that.
Why'd you just fucking... He rubs his hands because he knows he's
Yeah,
making money.
yeah.
That's the money.
Yeah.
You can hear it in the headset.
$100 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cha-ching!
Good, now you can leave and we can stop talking about your stupid rat bullshit and fake lightsabers.
The lightsaber is real, you know. We saw it being letting him agree to.
That's not what I was referring to, but it's
It's
close
close
enough.
enough.
Yeah. I was just talking about military grade secret.
That was military grade secrets.
Let me let you out, Sith Lord.
Military grade secret bullshit.
Okay,
I'm glad you didn't have relations with Cynthia last night. You know why? We would have called you the Sith Lord.
What?
Syphilis, get it?
Oh my fucking god. You know I'm recording right now, you stupid shit.
Oh, has that ever stopped me in the past?
Atta
I
boy.
want to pull my pants down and watch your eyes drop like an elevator.
All right, Jason.
We got a full house tonight.
Performing on stage at the Grammys in front of the
This guy's
entire
here, too.
world, or a wild, passionate night of hot sex with Cynthia? Which do you want? You have to choose right now.
Cynthia.
Forget performing at the Grammys. Your hit single "Piss," it's piss.
It's piss, yeah.
Forget. So you'd rather have one hot, sizzling night of sex with Cynthia?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Hey,
All
wait,
right.
wait.
He left. Now you can send your questions or comments in.
I'm good. How are you?
All right, so talk to me. We're still rolling.
That arm hurts, man. I'm so sorry, bro.
And now he's leaving. I can really go in on him.
Yeah, exactly. Now that he's gone, let's hear it.
Yeah, no. Speaking of the rubbing of the hands, that's how you know you're getting extorted. Once the hands start going
Oh, yeah.
together, yeah.
Yeah.
you know a sales pitch is about to go down.
You got bent over good, didn't you? How much did you spend?
Total in 2 weeks, at least 1,000 on them. Because at first it started like, all right, I'll stay for, you know, this week and buy this one thing. But then all day long is buy me this, buy me that, buy me this, buy me that. One day I lost it on him. And, no, twice I lost it on him. And then he kind of backed off a little bit.
Yeah, you got to put him in his place.
Yeah.
You can't let him push you too far. He always pushes everybody past their limit.
Yeah, right. And then he tries to blame you know, it's just my disabilities, bro. You know, it's just this or that. And
Yeah, this is the shit they send here.
Nice.
I'm gonna read this shit. All right, so I got a package sent. Big Brad Wolf, local fan here. There's a gift in here for Jason. It's labeled. They're all labeled to who they are for. I spent a lot of time looking for Jason's gift. Make him come to the podcast and please go live on Instagram. He came to the podcast, but we didn't go live on Instagram. We filmed it in his video the other day. You'll see it. When he opens it, it is a Menti gift. Cucumber related and came from an adult toy store. It's a fucking green dildo. It's funny. He liked it, actually. There's a gift for Lenny and you also. Nothing for Andrew. Andrew is not my mentor and can drop dead.
Good. I'm retired as a mentor.
Just a little gag. Please plan another trip with everyone using GoFundMe, Patreon donations, or whatever there is out there where we can donate to a Misfits trip. I'm not a troll, Reddit hater, or any of that, but just a regular fan. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to let you go. Okay, peace out. Bye. From a Bolt Thrower 62. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the. He sent me the leather hat and a fucking whatever that vest thing is that's going to Leonard. All the leather gear I get goes to my leather bitch Leonard. I'm the leather daddy.
And one day
he's a leather slave.
You will regret that.
All right, and we got another one here from Hugh. Dear Bard, this is a small token of appreciation for all the shit you tolerate in the name of our entertainment. It's also a bribe attempt for you to somehow trick Lenny into listening to the Crypto Weekly podcast. Did you listen to that?
No, I didn't get the opportunity, but I will.
British web developers have mentioned you, Lenny, and the Misfits several times on their podcast. Enough so that they convinced me to listen to all the Misfits stuff despite you seeing you freaks locally at LA for years. I've also included some sterile medical supplies to hopefully keep Lenny alive long enough to listen to the podcast and say something cliche, like it's cookie cutter. Thanks for the Crown XR. That's a nice fucking bottle. We're going to have some shots soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Hugh. We'll check on that Crypto Weekly podcast.
I'd like this opportunity to mention Buy Research Liquids, all your peptide needs.
.net, right?
Yes, and New World Nutritionals, probably the finest, purest proteins on the market right now, and the very best liver cleanser, gallbladder rinse you could buy on the market.
I need some more protein from them.
Just real quick here, I want to say that if any maniacs out there who listen to the podcast, you guys have heard me bitching about my shoulder now for a long time, and I finally got my MRI result back. I have it's called a slap tear of my right labrum. And if any maniacs have any experience dealing with a slap tear of the labrum, have you had surgery? Have you not had surgery? I'd love to hear your story because I'm contemplating surgery over the summer. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I haven't lifted a weight in over 6 weeks, going on 2 months, and it's fucking hell. I'm in pain all the time. So I'd love to hear some stories from maniacs out there about dealing with a torn labrum. Did it doing hammer strength. I think I told the story. Doing hammer strength rows at the gym, working out with Jason back at the end of December. And put off getting an MRI. Couldn't take it anymore. So I finally did it, and torn labrum. Can't lift my arm over my head. Sucks. It's a bitch, man, when you're used to being healthy. So anyone with experience out there, please hit me up, message me. I'd like to hear your story. And, did you have surgery? Did you do rehab? Did you try PT? What did you do to get through it? And what was your result?
Let's chop it off.
I'm thinking about it. Or just become hooked on oxys.
Yeah, it's,
I know why people get hooked on painkillers. Let me tell you. You know, when you're in pain 24 hours a day, holy shit. You know, when you're not used to being in pain.
What'd they give you?
He originally gave me it was a prescription for it was an anti-inflammatory as well as an anti-inflammatory gel to rub into it. It helped a little bit. He did not prescribe any painkillers. I don't want any unless I get surgery. And then obviously I'll need them. So I actually did speak to Dale about it for about an hour on the phone. I just wanted to pick his brain a little bit, hear about some of the procedures he had.
Well, how come it took an hour?
What?
Pick his brain?
It took an hour because I had to listen to him talking to me.
Oh, you probably had to tell him brain what it is. And okay. Starting from scratch.
He was telling me how he tore both biceps and he had to get that.
59 of those minutes were him talking about himself, right?
Basically. About
Fuck you, Dale.
how miraculous his recovery was.
So I think the problem is, like, you can, if you do the surgery, you might get rid of the pain, but when you do the surgery, you can have the scar tissue like growing on the labrum, and then you can't lift like you once did.
I don't give a shit about lifting.
No.
I just want to have a normal, healthy shoulder again. If I never lifted another weight, I wouldn't give a flying fuck.
So,
It's the last thing on my mind right now is going back to the
Do you ever want to be able to shoot a basketball again?
Don't care. This is strictly about quality of life, looking ahead. I don't want to be 60 years old or 55 and have no right shoulder usage. You know, I do not care about lifting weights right now or any point in the future. This is just a quality of life thing. You know, it's funny because I spend so many hours reading these different forums and message boards with people interacting with each other who have similar injuries, and all they talk about is, oh, I have to get back to mountain climbing or my CrossFit. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I just think their priorities are totally screwed up. It's like a drug to them, you know. Take care of yourself and think about just being able to wipe your ass or jerk off before you even obsess over doing things like CrossFit or mountain climbing. Or there's one message board I read dedicated to archery and people who can no longer perform archery because they have a torn labrum. No.
so what do you think about like doing rehabs for a couple of weeks, months?
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing now, but there's only one problem. Now I don't only have the torn labrum, but I also have what's medically known as frozen shoulder.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yeah, I know what it is.
It's horrible. It's like literally having only one arm.
So you can't even lift up?
No. I was showing these guys before how fucked up it looks when I try to raise my arm up and get any kind of abduction.
When did you get that? Like when did you get that?
That came on about 4 weeks ago because I was nursing the injured shoulder so much and the lack of movement caused it to freeze up. You get adhesions and scar tissue, the doctor was explaining to me, build up in your shoulder capsule. So I got a cortisone shot 5 days ago to try to just alleviate that, and it's done little to nothing.
And it made you, spooked you out, too.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone here has ever got a cortisone shot, but some people get horrible side effects, and I was one of them.
I've tried that.
Did you get side effects from it? Give him
Not
the
so
mic.
much, no. What's that?
Give him the mic.
No, I just have a shot in my knees, but it didn't help. No side effects at all.
Okay.
See, he's from Sweden. He doesn't sound like Borat. How come?
What's that? Borat. Oh.
Yeah, Hamburg.
Yeah, it depends.
He's coming in,
How much
what,
you,
2
how
months?
Much you read and how much
Yeah, you'll be here. He's a funny guy.
What are the side effects some of the cortisone that some people get?
The only ones I got the cortisone shot at 9 in the morning on a Friday. Actually, I got two. I got one in my shoulder and one for my bicep tendon. And I woke up.
Were the shots itself painful?
No, not at all. It's just weird. You feel your shoulder capsule inflating like a water balloon. It's a very strange sensation, but there's no pain. So I woke up at 2 in the morning, heart pounding out of my chest, sweating, flush red, jittery, lightheaded, disoriented. I almost called 911, but I calmed myself down and I Googled side effects for a cortisone shot. And by the way, it would have been nice if the doctor had explained this shit to me before I got the shot, you know? There might be some side effects.
Is it something you're supposed to read? They give you
No,
a pamphlet
you
or
didn't,
something?
no, you didn't give me anything. And yeah, those are some pretty typical side effects that people get. I think it's more from the local anesthetic that they include in the shot as opposed to the cortisone itself. a doctor can use his discretion and use any combination of cortisone to anesthetic ratio. And he must have given me a big dose of the local anesthetic. Lasted about 36 hours, then I went away.
That's the problem. It doesn't help you.
I got cortisone shot in my back, and I got just a bad reaction. My whole body turned fucking red.
I think that's called a cortisone flare.
Yeah.
Medically.
It only lasted a day, but
Yep.
You never had a cortisone shot?
Once in my back.
Did it help?
No. Woke up in the middle of the night 10 years ago. I was pissed, and I couldn't move. Couldn't twist and turn. It's like, what the hell?
No shit.
Rob, how old are you?
26.
How long you been lifting?
Since I was 12.
Any injuries? Anything you ever experienced?
No.
Who got you on the weights at 12? Your dad or you?
Watching wrestling. Wanting to be like them. Yeah.
Who was your favorite wrestler of all time?
Probably Stone Cold, The Rock, but Shawn Michaels was a big one when I was really young, yeah.
What?
Watching his older stuff.
He's a sexy boy. He's just a boy toy. Yeah. So you came out to that. Well, we'll close with that song. Hopefully we can find it.
Oh, my God.
You understand? I heard him and Vince McMahon used to get it on.
Yeah. Well, I was more into, the guys who jump off the ladders and shit like that. That's why him. Not particularly for his entrance, but...
Like Mankind?
No, he was a fat piece of shit.
He was. Yeah, he was. Remind you of anybody's physique that you know?
Dale Chance.
He roped another one in, Dale. Now you're going to get it from everywhere.
At least the legs were like Dale's.
Dale's going to have you blocked by tomorrow.
Those flabby old lady's ass of his. And then brown tights.
Too bad the Undertaker can't throw Dale off the Hell in a Cell. That'd be nice.
Well, like I said, he's going to be thrown somewhere. He starts pulling that shit on that Ruby stage like he did before, where he's like egging the crowd on to cheer him.
Everybody will go boo.
I think they're going to.
Does it bug you guys when I read a couple articles on the podcast?
No, go right ahead, man.
You sure?
Anything, but
what's it about?
Anything from the New York Post, though, is bothersome.
Because I picked a couple out, but they've just been sitting here. I'll just read one, and I'll ask you a follow-up question after I read this, Lenny. The article is titled, Survey Reveals What's at the Top of Men's and Women's Sex Bucket List.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. If you've ever gotten lucky in a car, whispered seductively over the phone, or used food in the bedroom, your sex life is the envy of millions, according to new research. A survey of 2,000 Americans found a huge number have a sex bucket list with certain things they would love to be able to tick off. At the top of Americans' sexual bucket list are having sex in a car, 30%, sex in a body of water, 27%, and using a sex toy, 25%. So, Lenny, do you have something you like to knock off your sex bucket list?
Well, it's funny you said that because I was at my sister's 50th birthday party over the weekend, and my cousin
how'd that go?
asked me. It was all right. My cousin, she asked me, "So, Lenny, you're turning 50 in a few years. What's on your bucket list?" I said, "My what?" Actually,
what was your answer to her?
She's just something else. But I told if I could go that cookie cutter route and call it a bug, something I wanted to try, hell.
Sex bucket list.
16-year-old hood rats, 10 on 1. 10 of them and one on me. Anything goes.
Keep hanging out with Jason, and he might be surrounding himself with these.
Why do you have to say
hood rats?
Because I did, and that's a true statement there, Mister.
I'm gonna get shot just for being friends with you guys after this podcast.
Good. It's a great way to die. You'll be a martyr like that fat piece of shit porch monkey in Brooklyn, that fat rapping pig that they have statues everywhere for.
They have statues?
Piece of garbage. I'm sure they do.
Murals.
Like he's some kind of god. I remember he said something. The girls piss themselves when they see me. And this black girl went up and told him, you know what? I shit myself when I see you. It's on YouTube somewhere. You hear that, Dale? You said that too in your truck.
That's what we'll have to play going
Whoever
on.
will be pissing themselves in the ruby seats when they see you come out with that ripped body, I'm sure.
Women spit their chewing tobacco out when they see Dale.
So, Brad, what's on the Brad bucket list? What kind of strain of cannabis are we going to try?
Some of the icky sticky, Leonard.
You heard it there, maniacs. There's such a thing.
There's all kinds.
So
now,
that's
man.
medical marijuana, and all the doctors do is can come up with a name like that. Isn't that great? It just goes to show it rots your brain.
There's tons of fucking names for it now.
Such as?
Just Google it, Leonard.
I don't want to.
Why you ask? Who cares?
I'm asking the guy that would know.
They do have a cookie one, Girl Scout cookies. You'd like that.
I like the Girl Scouts.
Not cookies, yeah.
And they could baby bird me those cookies.
We were just at a restaurant eating before we got here. And tell them what this fucking fat asshole did.
Our waitress probably has never been hit on in her entire lifetime.
What'd she look like?
I'd rather
You
not.
look the same color as your chair.
Yeah, impossible to say what I need to. She kind of looked like Barney as a black girl.
Barney who? Barney Sanders?
Yeah, Barney Sanders.
And he's flirting with her the whole fucking time. Every time she
is
walks
built.
by. Every time she walks by, he had to say,
How come every time I looked at her, she started dancing?
she was not dancing. It was the way she was walking.
No, she was dancing.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, once Leonard complimented her, she did get.
She
some
changed her
peppers.
walk.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah, she
Peppers,
did.
snapping her fingers.
What was the compliment?
She's probably.
I said, whoa.
He said,
Looking
"What-
good, thumbs up."
Looking good. Why don't you sit down and join us?" So she said, "Everybody doing all right? It would be better if you sit down and join us." She just smiled and walked
She
away.
told me to come back, and I will.
Yeah, so then we're leaving, and she's disappeared. So this asshole has a great idea to go find her, and he walks into the fucking kitchen.
You did not.
I have it on
He's on
film.
fucking video.
Well, you can transfer it to Instagram so the maniacs can see. And that so-and-so up in North Carolina can see what a real man
Tell
is.
him what your Instagram is.
Bob_Zilla with the H at the end. I need to build up my following so I can get sponsored by Blackstone Labs.
I'll give you a follow.
Dale.
Do you realize, do you remember when Dale finally got sponsored? He said, this is the greatest thing that ever happened to him. Thank you so much.
Are you home eating ISO cream, Dale?
And by the way, those decon boys, pretty fucking tiny in that car, according to me. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, Leonard's feeling froggy. What car?
That car that pulled up in that little video. They fit in that little... I couldn't even fit in that car, Dale. I may not be able to fit on that stage. I'm going to be so big and ripped.
Which video? What video?
He made a new video with the Decon brothers pulling up to the gym, and Dale saying, I don't know how that they can fit in that car.
He said they need a bigger car, so I messaged him. I said, you need a smaller car, Dale. He got butthurt. He said, no, I'll stick with my F-250.
Oh, he didn't block you?
It's got a Hemi.
Penis
What?
extension. Penis extension.
He didn't say that, but I'm assuming, yeah, Hemi.
You see, the littlest guy is driving the biggest cars, flashy cars.
The littlest dick's driving the... And the guys with the biggest dicks driving a little small Toyota Camry.
Oh, Leonard.
Must be packing heat the way the women fight over you.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. That's what a little girl would say, Brad. You know it.
Such an idiot.
Cut it out. Because they're listening.
Nobody's listening.
Taco chef.
Yeah.
Did you post anything that has any questions or no?
I haven't posted anything, no.
Why don't you post some videos of you getting it on with these girls, for God's sake?
We should have a tape war between you and Nate.
I can't show Leonard anything anymore because he can't keep his mouth shut.
Why would you? You're supposed to tell people. You're supposed to show them like I did. Like I said, all the cookie cutters.
Some things I'll keep to myself.
What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. Anything that went on in Vegas, I showed the world. How's that for balls?
No, actually, no. We still have that one video that no one ever saw.
Yeah, there's still that video.
There's still no.
Greg.
We never released that video that Greg filmed. It's on my computer.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Post it on your Instagram. Get deleted for another 2 weeks. Is it more? It's more than a minute. It's only like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute video.
You could put it on the IGTV. He'll show you how to do that.
I don't know how to do that.
Bullshit.
I just downloaded Instagram like last week. I told you to that. I sent you a message before I came down here. I made that account just strictly to contact you guys for when I was down here.
Where are you from?
Connecticut.
Same place as PJ Brown, I believe.
Yeah, it is. He's from Danbury, so I asked Jason.
Oh, excuse me, Danbury.
It's in Connecticut. So I asked
excuse
Jason.
me.
And I said, PJ's from Connecticut, right? He says, yeah, I think he's from Dingleberry. God's honest truth. Another good thing, Lady Gaga was on the radio, and he's like, man, I want to have a twosome with Lady Gaga and Natalie Portman. A twosome.
A twosome?
Well, we all know he can't fucking count. Unless it's money.
Yeah, right.
So what brings you down here?
The sun.
Mm-hmm.
You
have a job here?
No, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unemployed. We may have to start a GoFundMe, maniacs.
Pumps up
Yeah, I
speed
told you.
charges.
Did you go to the website?
Yeah, I did.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do you have education or something?
No education. I moved to Los Angeles right after high school. I thought I could just do my own thing. March the
What's that?
I was making websites and stuff like that out there, but after years of Adderall, my brain is fried. So. Yeah.
Look at Leonard's face.
Of course.
Here we go.
I'm hearing a lot of
Here
negative
we
things
go.
about Adderall.
Right.
Yeah, it's horrible. The first 2 years, I was prescribed this, so the first 2 years was amazing. I was making my own websites, running businesses at 19, 20 years old, and then the effects start to wear off and your brain is shot, and then everything just started to decline. Now, I don't take it anymore, but
You weaned yourself off or you just cold turkey?
just
That
cold
was what I
turkey,
asked.
yeah.
What were some of the bad side effects?
Social anxiety was a huge one. I was always most social person in my school growing up and everything.
Social
and
anxiety while you were on it or during the withdrawal?
both, but
okay.
mainly while you're on it. I went from someone who was class clown and had all these friends to just wanted to be in a room with a computer. And,
Wow.
yeah,
Anything you liked about LA?
yeah. I mean, it's beautiful there. Obviously, the weather is great. It's like here, except without the humidity, and
Man.
the women there are gorgeous.
You see any 10-10-10s?
No.
On Hollywood Boulevard, I understand.
There's plenty of them out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably dressed as Batman on Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah.
Sounds like a good concept.
You're so serious about it.
But yeah, LA was great. That's the only place that would be worth leaving Florida for.
Where do you live in LA?
Sherman Oaks, and then North Hollywood for a little bit.
You see any so-called famous cookie cutter type people out there?
Yeah, actually, I went to Demi Lovato's house one time for 4th of July. I had no idea who she was, so I met her and everything, and then I asked her sister, "Is your sister here?" And she said, "Yeah." You just talked to her. I didn't know who she was. Didn't care.
Wow. Brad would kill to get in that situation, I think.
Yeah, it was cool down. But I will say, after being in Florida for a little bit, the women, I think they might be hotter here. LA is more like they're hot, but they're probably takes them 3 hours every morning to get hot.
Well, it also depends what your type is, because there are a lot of South American, Caribbean, Latina women in South Florida. So, you know, if you like darker skinned ladies, this is the place to be.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why you're here, huh?
Yeah, basically.
I know.
It's been 3 weeks since we did it. 3 weeks or 4 weeks since
4 weeks.
What's our excuse?
Dale Chance.
Get messaged every fucking day. Podcast. Your answer was great. What did you say to one of them?
Well, some guy messaged me on Facebook asking, why aren't you putting out any content? And I'm like, this thing called life has been coming at me pretty fast this past month. March was a shitty month, man. Not only did I find out I had the torn labrum, but anyone who's been listening to this podcast for long enough knows who Kimbo is. Well, in the beginning of the month of March, Kimbo, who is now 16 years old, was diagnosed with fibrosarcoma, and he's terminal. He's got cancer, so I'm hoping he's got another 2 months to live. He's got a big tumor on the side that's just growing and growing, and it's basically fused to his abdominal wall, so you can't excise it. You know, and plus it would just be horrible to do to the cat anyway. Yeah. You know, it's like scooping out a huge chunk of his skin. So so far he's eating great. He's in good spirits, and just keep him fat and happy until he lets me know he wants to check out, and that'll be it. Yeah, man. So try to keep him alive for as long as I can.
Put some whiskey in his water dish.
Whatever he wants to eat, I give him. Spoil the fuck out of him, and that's it.
Is it an indoor cat or outdoor?
He's strictly indoor. He'll probably come out at some point. He hears some new voice. He knows Brad and Lenny.
I probably smell like a dog, so that's why he doesn't.
Oh yeah, you have your dog with you?
No, but my clothes.
You usually smell like a dog.
Is that a Freudian slip, Eric?
Yeah.
Is this something that goes on in Sweden that we don't know about?
Yeah, I probably smell like a dog too. I was at Genova's house for 2 weeks.
You smell like a fucking dumpster.
DNA now.
He didn't clean that fucking thing at all, has he?
No.
Why
Would
should
you sleep on the couch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got other things going. He's making money.
He does not have the attention span to clean. There's no way he can do it.
I'm so glad that a fan came here and actually stayed with him and got you got full
like fucking Delray Misfit fantasy camp right there. Living with Jason Genova.
Yeah, I jumped in the computer screen this month.
How many listeners?
That's a good way of putting it.
Right.
What'd you say, Eric?
How many listeners do you have?
On this?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. I've never really looked at.
I don't even know how to look that up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Palms knows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
I mean, how many subscribers do you have on Instagram?
I mean, we can. One way to gauge it, I guess. Some of these guys upload it to YouTube. We can probably just look at the view count. What is it? ZC only.
Have some,
Well, when we had when we originally had it, we started with SoundCloud for the first 13 episodes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Until he went off on Martin Luther King, and that showed us how many downloads we got a week. And
right.
It was like around 15,000 at that time.
Yeah.
Just a little over a year ago.
Oh, you can't talk a fact about Martin Luther King now? Oh, that's real nice.
Well, I'm just saying that's why we got booted.
That's real nice. That shouldn't happen.
No shit,
I
it
was
shouldn't
producing
happen.
facts. I wasn't saying anything that wasn't true.
Well, that's
about it.
SoundCloud. That's their platform. And if they,
That's
you
'cause
know,
some coward cunts.
it's people reporting it. If nobody reports it, there's not going to be.
Report them.
Yeah, no shit.
It'd be funny to see like where your fans is from, like
Yeah.
Spain, you know, Sweden. Yeah.
I don't know how you would. Can you look that on iTunes or no?
I don't
I
know.
think so.
Oh yeah.
See where you get the hits.
Yeah, I think so.
The Facebook page, you could do that.
Yeah, that's no
Oh, you
problem.
can? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I think you
Oh.
can do that with iTunes as well.
Do we have a Facebook page?
Mhm.
Oh,
It's like
Yeah.
9,000 followers or something.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
You never knew that?
Yeah,
No,
you
I
can see
never-
the,
I
you can
never
see
went
the,
on. No,
you can
swear
see
to
the
God.
country, the cities, and everything.
Yeah.
I don't
I
go on.
don't
I don't
po-
go on Facebook that much anyway. So
I don't post much on the Facebook page. I should, but I don't. I used to in the beginning.
I only use Facebook when I'm talking to Andrew.
Yeah. That's right.
We're lazy. We're all lazy with all this shit.
Well, I posted the picture of Lenny squaring up with Hakare Souza on Facebook.
Yeah, April 27th, the big fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. That night you guys went there.
Some fucking porch monkey. I don't know who he was.
Oh Jesus.
He said, I'm stoned, so I said, never heard of her, you know.
Which one? You took a picture with Jacare and
Yoel
Romero.
Hakare was great. Hakare seemed like he was happy someone recognized him. I was like, holy shit, Hakare Souza. He's like, hey, what's up, man? Let's take a picture. Who do you want me to square off against in a picture? I'm like, don't go anywhere. I'm like, Lenny, get the fuck over here. So I called you over, and he probably would have stood there and let us take 20 pictures of him.
That's great.
Yoel Romero was a little more standoffish because he was leaving. He's like, I gotta go. I'm like, Yoel, one picture, please. He's like, okay, fine. Hakare could not have been nicer, man. Smiled the whole time, had a good time.
And it's funny, those two are fighting each other.
Yeah,
They're there.
and they were hanging out together, too. That's what's funny.
They probably train together. I don't see it, it's a sport. They know how to separate.
I don't know if they both train at American Top Team, do they?
I don't know.
No, I don't
You
think
can't go into those fights or any fight hating somebody. That doesn't work because you get emotional. Hate is an emotion, and you lose control.
Chucking in from the truck stop.
Adam Pollard.
Jay here.
so. He's back.
You hear that, Dale? Getting all emotional on the Ruby stage.
He sent me an impression of
Yeah,
Jay
that's why
Master.
it comes in third.
That's why Lenny talks all that shit to him. He hopes to get into his head.
You looking forward to meeting Jay?
I'll say yes, just because he's no. Yeah, I am looking forward to meeting Jay. Maybe he can paint my toenails.
Suck on him.
I am, you know, maybe I can do some of the power lifts with him, and he can give me some tips and tricks.
He can be your version of how Brad worships Chris O'Toole.
Right. The fans, some of the fans message me, and they say that they want to know if I'm Jay Master's long lost son. If they said, is your mom some lizard lot that Jay hooked up with back
Rock Lizard, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Thanks for the correction.
How I worship the guy. He gave me a deadlift program and a squat program that worked great.
What's that guy's
That's it, but I
deal?
would not do it. His he fucking squats every day. I
Why?
could never fucking do that.
How is that guy able to walk? How is he not
You do that.
crippled?
You can no, you have to. I do it by myself, no problem. But you have to. You know.
That guy squats 400
I think
pounds
the
every
body gets
single damn
conditioned to
day.
anything.
So you have to.
Once it really can.
But you can't go to failure each day. It's impossible. You know, you're going to destroy your body. But if you keep it low, you can do that. No problem.
What reps is he doing a workout?
I don't know.
That's the thing. He's doing some kind of gimmicky stuff. I thought you knew.
No, no.
I thought he gave you programs.
Yeah, but not his. He gave me just to get my numbers up on squat and deadlift,
Imagine
and it
the
worked.
nerve of him
Yeah,
coming
it
up to
works.
somebody
It did
looking
work.
at him.
Yeah,
Here's a
yeah,
deadlift
yeah.
program. I guess go fuck yourself. Stick it
whatever.
up your ass.
Deity.
That's fine.
There's a program how
Where
not
did
to look
you?
like
So where did you learn how to do anything that you've done?
trial and error.
You just go in the gym. You never looked and watched anything, or
I look some girls' asses
okay,
and
see,
stuff.
Exactly. See, go ahead. That's fine. You know you're full
Lick
of
some of the
shit. You're
sweat off
full
the
of
girls'
shit, Leonard.
benches.
I think the best way to increase strength is to do, if we're talking about squats, is to squat 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You
3
go-
times a week?
too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I'm
No,
not
no. So you go around 12 reps, 4 sets one day, very easy on Wednesday, and then you do like 2.
Yeah, if you do the heavy light stuff.
Yeah.
Jay Masters incorporates
yeah,
that
that's the
clip
best
for
way
me.
to build up the strength.
At one period, I was going in and just for my warm-up set every single day before I would start my workout, which I would put 135 on the bar and see how many reps I can do. Up until one day, I was doing like 45 reps.
Ouch.
And I was all natural at the time, and my testosterone level, you could tell, was insane. And I was a maniac with girls and stuff. So anybody who doesn't
So what
want
did
to
you
take
do with the
stuff-
girls specifically? What, ass grabbing such
He
in
sent
school?
me a fucking screenshot of a chick he was talking to on Tinder. It's funny. He's like, hey, do you like cocaine?
First thing, yeah. Hey, do you like cocaine? What do you ask, Dale? Have you seen any good movies lately?
With me in them?
What do you ask, Dale? You want to go get a shawarma together?
What?
What's a shawarma?
Some thing people go on
Cookie
first
cutter
dates for.
stuff, yeah.
Cookie cutter stuff. I'm glad you guys don't know what it is.
I'm surprised Brad doesn't know what it is.
100 person will be on there.
Yep.
Rob Zilla's going to create a profile for you. Did you do one for Jason?
He wouldn't do it. He said he's a gentleman. He doesn't do things like that.
Yeah, he shoves cucumbers up his ass, but he doesn't go on dating apps.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a gentleman.
So any recent visits to the Pink?
No, not at
Porthole?
all. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Just trying to gain size, and I just don't really. No, not at all. Just really never felt like doing it. Honestly, at this point in time, it's probably a good thing.
I think we have just one strip club in Sweden, 1 or 2.
One strip club in
Yeah,
Sweden.
one
Where
or
is it?
two.
Stockholm?
Yeah,
In the whole country?
yep.
I heard you have a lot of gay festivals and stuff over there.
I don't know about that.
I saw it online. I saw in Stockholm, the Stockholm
Yeah,
leather
it's
party.
Like a pride
To
thing.
Stockholm.
Yeah.
Here we go. Leather
Yeah.
party.
Yep,
A
yep.
lot of leather daddies there. The rainbow
Saw it
flags
on the
and
same
everything.
website as the real lightsaber weapon.
So yesterday I read a newspaper in Sweden. 1/3 of each-
so they can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
He's
probably
in the background the whole time.
Yeah, I don't care. It's right. So I was reading the newspaper yesterday, and it turns out that 1/3 of each guy between 18 and 30 had never had sex last year, like in a year ago. Like one third. is-
They haven't had sex for a year.
Yeah. Isn't that strange? Like between 18 and 30.
Not
in
at
a
all.
year?
Not at all.
Is it by choice?
I don't know. It's just some
Well, that's where
information.
porn's involved. Click and click.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very interesting. What do you guys think?
But I think it's very simple. It's porn.
Yeah,
Any kind of thing you can ever want to see is on there.
I think it's sad.
It is. It's very sad. It's very sad. I don't have kids.
You
No,
think
but
that's
no,
sad?
It's about kids, It's
a good
about,
thing.
You meet persons and have a nice time.
It's probably reducing the number of STDs and unwanted pregnancies out there. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
good thing.
But you need
Wait
to,
till those robots come out.
you need to counter what's happening.
They're already out.
And
those
here's what's
things,
happening
yeah.
with the robots.
Once
It's going to
they're
make it worse.
affordable.
More of the third world, the shitholes, the porch monkeys, the lower intellect. They're reproducing like rabbits. And there you go. You're going to have a majority of them, and then they're going to be really in power. And then those of our kind aren't going to want to even be around anymore unless drastic changes happen. That's what's happening. That's the problem. That simple.
Like what kind of changes? What can possibly change that?
Oh my
I mean,
God!
there's no stopping that from happening.
There's going to be pure communism. Well, people don't want to change. There's going to be retribution. There's going to be cases where, it happens already. Like a certain amount of white kids, and Brad can attest to this because he came some stories about because he was forcibly integrated when he was a kid. I mean, where you get beaten unmercifully because you're a different color, or whatever. It's already happening. And pretty soon people can get killed, and because people don't talk. It's very easy to get killed in one of their neighborhoods because no one's going to rat you out. It's just it's a lower. I mean, they've done studies on this. They don't have the intellect to be able to do things. That's the way they were made. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, not only the Germans did it, but the eugenics movement, as bad as they were, they also had some good points where they studied people's brains and things like that. And, you know, it turns out that they're unable to sustain a society, and history has proven that. And now that they can't compete because they're mentally and physically, whatever, can't compete, now they play the blame game, racism, the rich, the greed, the racism. They give up because they can't win. So what they're going to do is the population bomb. And believe me, people haven't seen nothing yet. And it's not going to be nice. Trust me, it's not going to be nice for anybody. Very few. A very small amount of people. You know, sure as to this day, it could be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. But they're going to come back and listen to this, and they're going to say, wish they would listen to me and others.
So population bomb, like the population is going to go up of them?
Yes, with the physically and mentally inferior, especially the mentally. People that act on like a lizard in one part of their brain, the limbic part of their brain. Instant gratification. I want something, therefore I'm going to rob somebody, not care about any kind of consequences. I want to get high, don't have the money. I'm going to rob him. I'm going to rape her. I'm going to go and break in and steal. Instant gratification, no matter what happens. Lack of discipline.
Doesn't we all work like that?
Yeah, a lot of people of your nationality too are acting like that too. No discipline, you know. And I admit there's times I've been doing it too. I'll admit it.
Yeah,
Acting like the lowest form of life, using that limbic part of the brain only.
Is there more of these?
Not thinking before you do something, basically.
You know, because you're wanting the instant gratification. And I'm guilty just as bad as the next man, but I'm actually probably trying to change it right now.
Like when you take that G.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You want to instantly kick in?
No. When I go out to those places, when I went to Fort Lauderdale, when I went to those strip clubs, that's no release. That's just a horrible waste of time.
And what's making you realize that now? Because at the time, there's nothing anyone could have said to you to stop you from doing it.
You know, it came out, just on my own. After doing it a few times, I said, enough is enough. That's simple.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. The same old thing, been there and done that before. Wasting money, wasting time. Possibly, all the supreme immune system.
Big waste of fucking
I wouldn't
money,
recommend anyone
sure.
doing it, but my immune system is better than 99.9% of the people on this planet. Possibly, acquiring some type of bacterial infection or disease.
Yeah, no shit. It's just making your belly that big. Some kind of fucking worms in there or something.
That's muscle, Brad.
You're immune to everything because you live in fucking filth. It's all right. Black mold. There's nobody that would live in those conditions and not be sick all the time. I can't believe you're not sick all the time. It is. He definitely does have a strong immune system.
In more ways than one.
What are the other ways?
I'm not worried about what people say or even give it a second thought.
Have you read the Denial of Death?
Say that again?
The Nile of Death.
Have you read
The Nile.
Denial?
Oh, Denial of Death.
Oh, denial.
No, I never read it. I'll look up it online tonight.
No, do that.
Thank you.
Oh,
You'll read it too.
very interesting book.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm sure at the least they'll have the important
It's about what we
excerpts.
do
Does it have pictures? Does it have pictures? He likes picture books.
It's no picture. It's just text.
Did you hear what the WWE is doing? You heard about that? What was the name of that football league that just closed up?
The AAF, Association of American Football.
closed?
Right. Yeah, it's done.
Shit.
And
Towards the end of the season.
And did you hear that Vince McMahon is now offering tryouts to all those football players to see if any of them are good enough to make it into WWE?
Smart. He knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Well,
Or the
he's got
XFL, you
fuck-
mean, right?
He's got no
What's that?
wrestlers.
You mean
Yeah,
the XFL?
right. They need it.
No, to make it into WWE.
For wrestling.
To wrestle.
To wrestle. Because, they're big football players.
Of course. Yeah, look at all the football players that carried over.
Yeah, he's saying anyone who, got shysted because of that can come and try out for the WWE.
But what about the XFL too, which is going to start next year?
Right.
Is it?
Yes, he sold a lot of stock. He's making sure that XFL's funded big time this year.
So what happened with the alliance? How did that get wiped out?
The owner of the XFL also owns the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team.
7 games into the season, I think they just
Ran out of money.
Yeah, that's it.
People didn't get their checks.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
No shit. Well, who's gonna go watch that shit anyway?
I mean, they're only paying, I think, $70,000 the first year, $80,000 the second year, $90,000 the third year.
Oh, okay.
But then I heard a
There
substantiated
was
rumor.
what, 8 teams?
Yeah. Steve Spurrier's team, I guess, had the best record. He's saying, "Oh, I'm the champion." You know that prick is.
Yeah, Orlando.
Yeah, but I mean, XFL. Just the NFL. Years ago they started with the tradition. It's always been, every holiday of Thanksgiving. It's the NFL. The Super Bowl, the biggest event. It's so hard to break that into that market. I honestly can't see it happening, but it's just not so much, the different play of football. It's just people want see the top talent. But if I was Vince, I would not have PED testing. Not announce it, but just don't bring it up. So you may have running backs running a 4.140. Or you may have linemen running a 4.540, as they did when they were juicing, like back in the 80s.
They should have a separate league of everything that can do whatever they want.
With Vince running it, though, that'll never fly. He's going to be under
fighting,
extra
too.
scrutiny.
Yeah, fuck it.
He's a target, yeah.
Yeah, with his reputation. I was going to say before, though, trying out these football guys for WWE, yeah, you might get some, but the best wrestlers, they start because they have a passion for wrestling.
You have some wrestling skill. I said you wanted to be a wrestler worse than anything.
Yeah, I went to a school in Connecticut for a while, and
Killer Kowalski's?
No, Paul Roma.
Oh, yes, Paul Romeo Roma.
Yeah.
His nephew is actually Evan Senapani, pro bodybuilder.
His nephew's who?
Evan Senapani.
Oh, wow.
Fuck, you know this shit. It's amazing.
How come you know so much about the strains of cannabis?
Okay, you got me. So what happened? Just
I got kicked out of the school.
Why?
One morning I was a little fucked up from the night before, and they said that they were canceling my group's class to do the other group's class, and the guy who sent the text out was like 55, so I said, for what? You're 55, like, give it up. You're old. You're like, your time has passed. And he was like a Muslim guy, and he would come out with an American flag, and I would say, you look Muslim and you're carrying an American flag, your gimmick makes no sense, I'm going to light your flag on fire and use it to spark my joint. And yeah, they never let me go back after that.
That's interesting.
But it's wrestling. You're supposed to talk shit, so whatever.
well, you're there not to learn that aspect. You're there to learn how to.
Right.
So.
Which I was really good at, but at that point in my life, I was having a little too much fun, I guess.
What age?
23, 24.
After California?
Yeah, after when I came back. Everybody there was all uptight and, all disciplined. I was smoking a blunt in the back of the building before every class and acting like a maniac.
Hey, most wrestlers did.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was part of the act.
Who else was smoking with you?
Myself. No, I would ask, come on, let's go in the back, and everyone, no, the instructors are going to be here soon. I didn't give a shit.
Is it legal now here?
Medically.
That's funny. Someone asked a question. Question for all of y'all. What is the highest you've been off any substance in the past recently?
Those dabs that Chris brought over put me in fucking outer space. That shit
There's a Kimbo.
fucking too strong for me. And it's too much work, too. What about you, Leonard?
Ecstasy, and then 2 hours later, gee.
I thought they meant off of.
Was it recently
THC.
or ever?
Last year.
What about you?
We'd have to do a whole nother podcast for that.
Eric.
Just some weed from LA. I don't even remember the name.
Andrew.
In Sweden, we don't. It's very hard to get real. The real deal.
For me, it was in Amsterdam when I was 22.
Recently.
Yeah, he said recently.
Recently? Oh,
The highest I've ever been is in Amsterdam too.
Maybe the
Winning cookie.
painkillers for your shoulder.
Wedding cake. Yeah.
not yet. It's coming. Oh, in Amsterdam, I had to be carried back to my hostel room. I had one arm around one friend, one arm around the other.
I know when. The party.
Yeah, maybe.
Last Memorial Day. Dropping your dinner plate and falling off the chair.
Awful. What did you have in Amsterdam? A pot cookie or something?
That and a big block of hash. I had never smoked hash
man.
before in my life.
Yeah.
And
That's
so we
shitty, man.
put a block of it in a bong
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just took a
yeah.
huge hit. And I just remember everything turned purple. And we were in the street. And I'm like, I got to go back to my room. Just take me back. And they just carried me up there. And I spent the whole day in bed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Last time I smoked hash, I laid on the bed, and in my head, my life was flashing before me. I was like, "All right, this is it." Like I
Basically,
really thought,
yeah,
I
same
thought
thing.
I really thought I was dying, and, and I was okay with it. I was like, "All right, whatever,"
Not a bad way to go out.
I kind of flipped my reputation over this year. I'm going out as a good guy, not too bad. And I woke up the next morning and had to go to work. I was like, "Oh fuck."
That's the only time I've ever smoked a block of hash in my life.
Yeah, too much.
Last time I ever did it.
Yeah, I was high for like 4 hours off of one joint that I shared with 3 other people in Amsterdam. These
Damn.
kids,
Yeah?
these Armenian kids, met us,
Oh.
fans.
Yeah.
He's like, "I
Yeah, you-
brought you the
remember.
best weed in Amsterdam." I said, "All right." We rolled it, smoked. I was high for 4 fucking straight
That's it,
hours.
yeah, turned into-
I don't get how you put your mouth with the same 3 other fucking greasy Armenians.
No, I didn't smoke it. I smoked it with the people I was with, not them. Yeah. He's such a fucking prick. They were nice guys.
Was you and Andrew?
Nice
No, no,
guys.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, Leonard.
Chris O'Till's a nice guy.
That's one place. That's one
Knows his
place I'm
shit.
glad I got to go to when I was young. 21, 22.
was it a
Amsterdam.
nice place back
Hmm?
then? Was it-
Amsterdam was
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
now
1994.
Yeah.
I spent 2 months. I traveled all around Europe.
Yeah, I think Lenny should like it now because they have the blue light district. It's a lot of 10.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that's what he asked me right when I came back. Did you go to the blue light district? He knows about that.
Never been there though.
They're dancing
You'd
in the
fucking
window,
love-
so you can just pick.
Yeah, you'd never leave.
No.
They ride bikes everywhere. Bikes.
Oh, yeah, you're
every
right.
fucking where.
Perfect.
No, you would love it.
Smart. Well, my
The
prediction.
weather's shit, but
They got about 10 years before Sharia laws takes over that area. So then there'll be homosexuals thrown off buildings, public hangings and beheadings,
you think so?
and women all yeah, all covered up.
Why is
Or
that?
you're going down. If you want to have any type of relevant type of society left, it's bad enough they take the tax dollars, but when they're going to force to move in with you, they may even force you to have you living in your home, sharing homes. That goes on in communist countries.
When Dale's ex-girlfriends fight, that's guerrilla warfare.
Hey, that was a non-cookie cutter comment. I loved it.
So it was a doctor. I think it was a doctor. He had a daughter, and he raped her, and he was blaming that he was sleeping, and he was, you know, it was free. It was free to go.
Well, like I always said, a woman should always be with her either brother, father, husband. You never really should be alone. And women alone 100 years ago in this country are whores. And whores get raped. And back then, you think they're going to report that? Now you see girls going out, it just seems so amazing to me. They go out at night by themselves or with another girl. To me, that's unbelievable.
You think they deserve to get raped then?
Nobody deserves to get raped.
Okay, good.
You're
Make
gonna.
that clear.
That's how girls get raped. Put it that way. Taking guys home, they meet on Bumble or Tinder. That's all they need to do is, you know, it's fine, consensual, and then one night, oh, it's rape. Good luck.
Yeah, it's her word against yours.
It's not her word against mine. It's her word against yours.
What's you call him Hamburg? But what?
Is that a Freudian slip?
No, but
That's what he called. His name is Hamburg,
okay.
right? That's his
Hank.
last name. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what his first name is.
Bjorn.
Bjorn. Is it Bjorn?
Bjorn. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's his opinion on Sweden's situation?
He doesn't want to speak out. He says he's going to get persecuted.
Okay. What
He spoke only up until a certain point. He wouldn't
Okay.
cross a line.
So pretty much, it was nice knowing you.
You know who was very candid about a lot of things in Europe was Livia, Nate's girl, when
Including
she was
oral
out
sex tape.
Yeah. You know, she opened up about Germany and the Livia.
Hear that, Nate? Release the tape. She's candid. You're not. You're a candid cookie cutter.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
I think the situation in Germany is quite the same as in Sweden. I think they have big
Hell,
problems.
is
Yeah,
the rape
she
charge penalties? Because I'm coming over there 1 year for rape. Shit. Olivia, here I come.
Yeah.
Leonard, what do you think about the actual alpha male who challenged you to a fight?
Come in my face and do it. Don't be like these gutless cowards on the internet doing it.
You hear that, Mr. Yellow Shirt?
Mr. Nobody.
Was he wearing a yellow shirt in that?
The one in that
The
video?
one in that video.
He wants some publicity and someone claim, well, come in, you know where I'm at. I'm not hard to find. Come in my face. That's all.
I know, we post where we're at.
Oh yeah, in the gym. I remember that.
Ask Lenny what he thinks about Nipsey Hussle and what inspiration and motivation.
Never heard of her, but they're treating him like he's a demagogue. It's enough to make you sick. He's all over the net. Now everybody knows him. Bullshit. Nobody ever heard of the little guy, whatever. Well, that's the world you're entering, Jason. Get shot probably by some jealous fuck, so. And then he claims he's a big philanthropist helping out the community. No, you're not. Look at the way you dress with your hair and your dope smoking and your tattoos. You're no help to nobody. You're the cause of the problem there. And you reap what you sow.
Nipsey.
I think he was a really he was very much into the anti-gang movement. He was.
Yeah,
he actually
wasn't a gangster.
No, he actually worked with the police to try to clean up neighborhoods and rid them of gangs.
Really?
Yeah.
He's out there kicking ass with a
Well, probably not, but
with a billy club. Get yourself a nice clean-cut hairstyle, boy. Go out there and you see those scumbags on the streets. They get the fuck in the house. I'm doing my own form of martial law. You can't follow the fucking rules. Fuck those lawyers. You got to beat those fuckers down. You never see a bunch of whimpering cunts they are. They're lucky because they think they get a lawsuit. They're real brazen. People are afraid of that shit. Well, they're the people that let that shit come out in that form. Beat them down. It's like his first time when they did the LA riots. They let him alone. They looted. Then the second time they say no. Bust ass. And those fuckers went in the house like a bunch of cockroaches. You didn't hear a peep out of them after that. Once those cops start clubbing people. They're all tough until they get their ass kicked, and then they start saying police brutality. And them in their bicameral mind. Get them the fuck out of here. They're not the same as me, and hope to God I'm never like them again. That's what the New World government wants, everyone like them. You can control them so easy. You see how they catch a lot of them? They fucking say, oh, you wanted to catch the wanted felons. Oh, you want a free prize. Come and pick it up. They come in droves and they bring the sting on them and arrest them. So easy. Got no use for them. Cockroaches. They're probably worse than some of those ISIS people, if you ask me. And even Hitler was saying that he'd never want to invade the United States because he said that, first of all, you have a Negro problem there. And he said it's not worth the time and the effort. You got to clean up that problem. A lot of famous people have said that. You got a bad Negro problem and it's getting worse. And it is getting worse. Keep empowering them. Keep saying they're the victim. They're being treated unfairly. They're not getting the proper money. They're not getting this, that, and the other. I'm so sick of that shit, and you should be too, maniacs.
You hear that, maniacs? Invest in Kool-Aid because they keep growing.
Feed them, incarcerate them, get them medical care, let them reproduce.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, enough is enough. If somebody please come out and say it. Quit pandering to them. Their illegitimacy. Get the sterilizations going. Get the eugenicists going again. They said they were right. I hate to say it. Margaret Sanger, you were right.
Who's Margaret Sanger?
Yeah,
Who the fuck is Margaret Sanger?
She was the one that started all the abortion clinics. She says a lot of these inferior people really should be sterilized, and their offspring is just it's really destroying society, and it is. I'm just stating the truth. You can look it up on YouTube.
What's the criteria for an inferior person? Is it IQ? What would be the
It's
criteria?
IQ. It's their track record. Are they working?
If you have a rag in your pocket.
Right.
IQ, employment history.
Are you just having children? Are you on welfare and food stamps, and it's a never-ending generational cycle of never getting off? Are you also a criminal, which is tied hand in hand with food stamps? All the criminals come out, they get food stamps, and hardworking citizens have to pay for it. When it's just getting worse. When's it going to stop? Is a politician going to ever have the balls to say anything? Well, I'm saying it.
You're not a politician.
Thank God I'm not, because politicians are cookie cutter. I don't ever choose a term, like I'm Dale Chance, I'm a bodybuilder, I'm a sponsored Blackstone athlete. People ask me, what are you? I said I'm an ass kicker. How's that? It has convictions behind what I say.
Speaking of the sterilization, they did an experiment in a town near me in New Haven, Connecticut, and that's, a real urban community or whatever you want to say, and they tested the tap water there, and they gave it to frogs, and all the frogs they gave it to turned gay.
So I understand so-and-so was fishing in that lake and taking sailboat rides there and swimming in there.
I don't know the details.
Mr. Danbury.
Yeah.
Speaking of frogs, when's Brad going to answer for the charges of putting M80s and firecrackers in frogs' anuses and mouths and blowing them up?
When I was a kid, we used to stick firecrackers in lizards' mouths, frogs' mouths.
How did you grab a lizard in the first place, you liar?
No, you can get them. You've never grabbed a lizard?
Is that a Freudian slip?
PJ knows how to grab a lizard. What's that girl's name? Queen Cobra?
Yeah.
PJ's King Cobra.
Come down here, Queen. We're waiting on you.
She got pissed at you, huh?
No, she likes it. She likes the maniacs.
What'd you get pissed at?
I say I'm going on her live and I go drifting off. Just falling asleep or something, but yeah, contact her, maniacs, on Instagram. Get her down here. I believe she turned 21 recently. Happy birthday.
Have you invited the PJ to the podcast?
I don't think he would come on.
You probably should after his indictment.
So Lenny, what would you do if you had like $1 million?
Square away my little dispute with the IRS. Number one. Do some credit prayer. Number two. a sound investment, number 3, with 1/4 of that. Then another quarter, I would do an aggressive investment.
Just drugs.
And number 3, I would relocate to a more sterile environment.
Pay for Cali Muscle's gender reassignment surgery.
Doesn't take much with him. He's almost ready. He's almost there.
Yeah, Cali Muscle drinking that frog water I was talking about.
So, Brad, you don't like Johnny Bravo singing or Jason singing?
No.
Who do you like?
Leonard Person singing. You're a great singer.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anything else we got to cover tonight?
Yeah, book Cameo. If guys reach out to them, I give a personalized message with Brad filming. They're a lot of fun, and they come from the heart. You'll like them.
How many cameras do you do per day?
We do about 5 a week on average.
Okay. So
Need to do
what
more.
is people asking you about?
Just generally, birthday messages, usual cookie cutter things,
fucking hates
engagements.
Motivation, right?
Some, yeah.
He's
Yeah, a
like,
lot of
I
motivation.
don't normally say this, but happy birthday.
It's about as cookie cutter as it gets.
I think it's pretty amazing that people really, like you.
What's so amazing about it?
No.
Do you find me amazing?
No. I mean, like
That's what he's
people,
saying.
you have built up a fan base,
Yeah.
and all the things around that, and people pay you for saying.
Well, they at least have half a brain, because from what I see, these cookie cutters all over the internet with these fan bases are enough to make you puke.
Yeah.
Name names, point fingers.
Let's
go.
Nippy Russell, number 1.
Who's that?
Nippy Russell.
Never heard of him. So you won't be attending his funeral then?
Couldn't get in the door. There's so many cookie cutters lining the door. I heard they had a riot, they had a memorial on another shooting. The fuck people got to take out a gun for? What the fuck?
They don't want to fight, Leonard.
Well, I tell you what, those people too, like I referred to, you're going down the tubes whether you like it or not, whether it comes from the right wing, the left, the Muslims, or whoever. You're going down no matter what, because you're the weak link. The weak in society go down first, and that's you. Dependent on the checks and the food and the lawsuits and my brutality. You're going down first, so don't say I didn't warn you too. Change your ways. Start being a little more responsible. Quit being such a cookie cutter, number 1. Go in every neighborhood and they talk the same, they act the same.
How long have you been in Florida?
Since 1990, 29 years.
How have you seen it been changing?
When I first came down, it was pretty slow, especially during the summer. Well, you saw Haitians with Toyotas and Datsuns and Nissans. Now you see them with homes and expensive Mercedes, and that's the big thing I've seen that changed.
Yeah. How about the boats? I see a lot of luxury boats, yachts and everything. A lot of rich people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Southeast Florida.
Rich cookie cutters.
From Palm Beach County all the way down to Miami. There's a lot of.
I call this. You have some people with some money and some fortunes in the family, but this is all 90% credit. People with a good line of credit need to show off. Rent this, rent that. Want to be seen. This is not real.
I think
Back then, the people that had those things, those cars, they had the money. Now, how many Mercedes Benzes do you see? Even for the blue collars, I see Mercedes Benz all over. Even the postal service, there's a lot of Benzes in the parking lot, in the employee section. It's all credit. It's all phony. It's all cookie cutter. This is all real.
Well, yeah, these fucking $1 million mansions, they're not outright owned.
Nothing's
Fucking people have the nut they got to pay a month for their cars, house, all that shit.
It's some
what
image.
do you pay for a house in what do you call it? Interest? No, the percentage, each month.
Depends on your credit.
But between.
Kimbo, you sure look healthy.
Well, I mean, I don't what. For a home now, it's like 4 or 5%, I think. What do you think? I don't know.
Oh. It's very high.
It's not worth it.
We pay around 1.9, 2.0.
Better off renting here.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
But when you own, you have homeowners insurance, you have HOE fees, you have
name it.
maintenance. People think that they buy a house, it's just going to be a mortgage. It's not just a mortgage.
And the thing is, the worst thing is people don't realize is passing their money down to their kids. It gets squandered. That just doesn't work anymore. That whole concept. It's not good. Can't do that anymore. Just give them that type of money. Bad things happen.
Do you pay like insurance for the tornadoes and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like an extra option? Or
Well, insurance goes up every time a hurricane hits. It doesn't matter what part of the country it hits. Insurance goes up.
yeah.
Yeah.
For everyone or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
They got to absorb it somehow. I mean, you
Yeah, I
know,
know, but
car insurance, everything.
So maniacs, the main thing is, it all starts with being a cookie cutter. Once you're a cookie cutter, your life loses control because that's not you. You're looking at this person, looking at that person, looking at this trend. You want to jump on the bandwagon. That's a good way to ruin your life. End up in prison, suicide, drug overdose. It's from being a cookie cutter. I mean, you know, you can drink and do drugs and stuff, but sometimes it gets to the point where, hey, I don't feel like doing that anymore. And that's the point when you know you're done. And I know a lot of people that have done that and have successfully stopped doing that. And another thing, there's a most fantastic, I think Andrew saw it as well, about the dark side of psychiatry. One of the best documentaries, factual, I've ever seen in my life. I watched it last night. The dark side of psychiatry. The biggest fraud.
That's what you Google? The dark side of psychiatry?
I believe so. It's like a 2-hour documentary.
On just YouTube?
How all the treatments and everything is, the pills are designed. Okay, used to be you talk to a patient for an hour, you give them counseling. What do you get? A certain amount of money, but you can talk to that patient for 10 minutes, hand them a script, and Haldol, being one of them, and talking about all the things done in the past is just horrifying. And lobotomies where a doctor would take an ice pick behind people's eye and just rip into that part of the brain. And that was the original way to make a lobotomy. And then they came up with a pharmaceutical alternative where someone would take a pill. I forget the name of the drug they gave them, but it would just ruin you, literally. Horror stories. And how that's all about money. Talking about and then they're talking about, this thing with the Baker Act. That's unconstitutional. That's not right. I mean, there's certain clauses where they were going to make a huge mental institution in Alaska and send people there against their will for whatever reason. Doctors saying this person can't take care of himself. So luckily they scrapped that idea, but it's still going on. And horrifying. You'll never, ever want to go. And even people that are psychiatrists talking about how much bunk it is. It's nothing but nonsense and all the psych drugs. And the biggest cookie cutter term you hear this, chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
And they've never said, what kind of chemicals? You have a chemical. Bullshit. But
Well,
it's
the
just,
drug companies kick back to the doctors.
and then they show the shock therapies and just horrible. Put people, this is in the 1800s, in wooden boxes and dip them into pools of water to try to do something to the brain. Horrible.
What treatment would you have gotten back then?
Well, they tried that on me and stuff, and my father wouldn't let him. I need to go see counseling. He's like, bullshit. And he was right.
What age was that?
12 or 13. And I'll say this, it's, family stuff, but I'll say it. My sister's medicated to the hilt. She lives in a group home. She's taken so many meds. I don't even know what they are, but she's been doing that since she came to Florida. Now she's under court order for that. But when parents were married, my father, he had her on vitamins, particularly extra vitamin B6. no medications she took, and she was healthier. She was much more intelligent. She did things. Yeah, she actually had her doing the dishes every night. You know, like any kid, she didn't want to do them or whatever, and he simply said, hey, he let her have a little radio. He goes, you want to do the dishes? Fine. Grabbed the radio, took it out in the street, says, you don't do the dishes, I'm throwing this up in the air. And she did them with the radio back.
Did you use the warm and the cold bath? When you put down people in cold and then the warm bath?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible, but definitely.
Before the lobotomy
yes.
thing, yeah.
But it's definitely a must-see. And it'll make you think about that garbage from here on in, which is just pure garbage. Once they plant that seed into you. Another thing, they talked about those terms, which I said years ago. ADD, bipolar, this, that, and the other. That's bullshit. Yeah. You keep telling, absolutely. These experts have said it on there.
Yeah.
They do that, number one, financially. Number two, the mind control. And tell you the truth, a lot of countries, including, Nazi Germany, Stalin, and Russia, they used mind control to get the people to think a certain way. They had psychologists in there whenever those officials would give their speeches or whatever. So...
It's 100% true. They put me on all that stuff, antidepressants, all that stuff. I went absolutely insane.
You feel like you want to crawl out of your skin, they were saying.
Well, yeah, but thoughts of suicide, the thoughts that I never would have ever in my life ended up in the mental hospital.
What did they diagnose you as? Bipolar?
Bipolar, yeah.
Bullshit.
And it all started with the Adderall prescription. And then once that starts to make you feel fucked up, they say, all right, let's add an antidepressant. And then that made everything 10 times worse. I'm happier than ever now off of everything. Add the testosterone, a little bit of kratom here and there. Do your own research. And don't listen to these doctors. They're getting paid for it.
That's the number one reason is to pay.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah. Follow the money. I've told you that.
Anybody in their right mind would not prescribe somebody Adderall for 5 years straight every month.
Especially children. My God.
Yeah. It's meth. It's pharmaceutical methamphetamine. If you have the self-control to take it every, couple days a week when you have something to study for, whatever, do your own thing. But, it's horrible shit. Completely toxic.
And any maniac, my advice to you is, I know many of you were given those labels. Do the research on the labels and come to your own conclusion. I bet you'll agree with me and the experts. That's bunk.
Yeah, right.
The bipolars and this and that, that's bull. Shit, and that'll ruin your life.
Even the ADD.
You know why? The thing was that said the whole time of the documentary, nobody, out of all this, nobody was ever cured.
Right. They don't want you cured. They want you coming back.
If it's a disease like heart disease, that can be cured. This, no one was ever cured. Big racket.
It's all bullshit. Even Tony Huge says if you got to do drugs here and there to fight the depression, do it. But don't do any prescription shit.
Something they give you, a one-size-fits-all?
Right.
Shit.
Well, like Andrew was talking about getting those pain medicines, it's
Yeah,
easy to get addicted to that shit. Even if you don't have an addictive personality, you can get addicted to it.
And they all have acetaminophen in it, which I don't know the exact science behind it or whatnot, but acetaminophen blocks the pleasure centers in your brain.
That's real nice.
Yeah. So you can't feel great on it, but I'm sure you still, painkillers still make it addicting. It was on Joe Rogan's podcast where I first heard it said,
Lenny's favorite podcast.
it said depression cure that nobody talks about, and a guy was on there talking about testosterone. I got my levels checked. I was low at the time, and the doctors didn't want to give it to me because I was too young, so I started doing it myself.
Doesn't hurt you. You're a big, healthy guy. Strong.
Fountain of youth, testosterone, for sure.
Is it easy to get like a prescription from a doctor here?
Yeah, if your levels are low, sure.
Yeah.
You might start picking some absurd categories on Pornhub, but hey, it's not too bad of a side effect.
That's the G. All right, let's wrap this shit up. I'm starting to feel buzzed. Do we want to answer any of these questions? Did you read any?
No, I've been preoccupied the last 25 minutes.
Drama.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead, Robzilla. See if there's anything in there you want to
In
answer.
where?
You should send live so
Misfits.
people can like, interact with you guys.
Nah, they try to call me on Snapchat.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not answering that shit tonight.
Misfits what?
Instagram. The questions there.
What, just on the page?
Good antidepressant is bury your face in Queen Cobra's ass.
That's right. Get some pussy. That'll snap you right out of that shit.
Talking about.
Go get laid and stop trolling people.
Yeah,
How's
they
that?
keep saying somebody made up a whole report on Reddit that I'm an undercover CIA agent here to investigate Blackstone Labs.
That's
Well,
Reddit
It
Rob.
wouldn't surprise me.
Reddit Rob.
You knew all the background of so-and-so, Danbury.
Yeah.
You just actually came from Danbury, getting all the information up there.
Where are you reading?
People say I'm PJ's half brother.
Latest picture.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anything else you want to talk about, Leonard?
Yes, Christine, I love you. Best feeling I ever had, really, is just looking at your pictures, that smile. What a great feel.
Protein.
Ask Lenny how to find life's purpose.
What's life's purpose, Leonard? How do you find it?
You get out there and start doing stuff,
Like what?
making money, starting a family, doing things,
You buying
thinking of things. Yes, thinking of things how you can do.
Cookie cutter things.
Learn
Get a
from,
car, right?
no.
Mr. I'll never have a car. Got a car now. Cookie cutter.
Well, it's
Well, if you
it's a work car. It's not a.
No, I know.
So if you were like 1 year old, how do you want to organize your life? Like if
Well, I'm
you-
certainly want to do it over, but number one, I wish I had the goals set earlier in life. That's all. They get sidetracked, but a lot of it's just you got to follow through with things. And back in the day, a man's word was a man's word. You got to have what's lacking in society today.
Yeah,
It's the
that's-
old-fashioned things like character. Paying your rent on time, paying a debt on time. Say you're going to do something, you do it. And that way, if you're following the rules, when a girl would ever start shitting on you, you know how to treat her, You can never, they say, oh, you got to take care of yourself. No, you have to develop character in yourself first. And like I said before, if you're not willing to die for something, you shouldn't be able, there's no reason to live. And quite frankly, you guys are a few years away from needing to
You got
die.
to make yourself happy and don't depend on other people to make you happy.
There's no such thing as happy.
Oh, okay.
Again, happy and fun are, no.
You want to be in misery.
That's not a viable thing either. You're on
are.
life to
You
live.
just are.
You're on life to live.
Okay.
Living requires obviously gaining hydration and food, rest, and protecting yourself, just like at the basic level.
So have you been happy like sometime?
Happy? What's that mean?
No, yes or no?
No, because I don't.
Never?
I don't follow that. I don't use that word. I was never brought up to use that word.
No, but you know
It's,
what a
if I set a goal and I achieved it, that fulfilled your purpose temporarily. But there's always
Can you
moved
give
on
me
something.
an example? That-
In Little League Baseball and such, pitching a perfect game, things like that. Putting size on in the gym,
Going down to Broward Boulevard.
helping people that were still on the road. A girl got beat up one time in the neighborhood, and I actually, a great race to myself, got the guy away from her. She's beating her up on the driveway.
So why do you do this podcast thing?
Well, it's a good reason to get out and talk amongst ourselves and learn. I learn from the podcast. I may have a big mouth sometimes, but basically I learn a lot. You don't really learn much by talking, more by listening, and I do that actually more than I talk. But
I think you enjoy the podcast.
that's not. It feels like, You know, I could be doing a lot better in it, but, you know.
In what way?
More education, doing more research, bringing more subjects to the table, more knowledge on it. You know, less talk about cookie cutter stuff. You know, I mean, if it's funny, people like it, that's fine, but got to go for the important things. People let the important things slide, and they want to go into
What's important?
establishing a family and a future and a way of life for the country where your money's going to have value. It's not going to be, you know, inflation occurring where all that hard work is scammed away by somebody, investor, or by the government with taxes, which is what's happening. The biggest scam known to man. They get away with it. People infringing on your rights. You know, things like that. Allowing lawlessness to go on, you know, like people coming illegal. That's a law. And there's people say that's acceptable to break laws. Why is it acceptable to break that law? You know, and they sent many people back at the turn of the century in this. People thought, oh, Ellis Island, people were just coming. People were turned back on the brink of death. They were sent with children, sent back on, you're not coming in here. You got a disease. Your ass is going back to Ireland or whatever shithole at the time was over there. You know, people don't seem to understand. It's this propaganda from these lazy fucks that want other people's money. That's basically what it is. If you're not smart enough to have your own money, it's one thing not giving a fuck, but another thing, you want money, but talking about the rich, well, anybody could save in this country. Don't tell me that. Even me, I could have. Did I? No, not certainly not to my as I should have. It takes discipline. It takes character. Again, talking about that, you know, people that think, you know, there's types of people that think like that. I'm not talking about race. You know, people, I want to get high, I want to get laid, I want to jerk off, whatever. I want to fuck a 4-year-old, you know, it makes me feel good. Well, you have to pay the consequence. And in your country, that's pretty fucking sad. Yeah. What do they give to people fucking 4-year-olds over there? 2 years?
Maybe.
Unbelievable. They're enabling it.
Enablers. That's what we are to Jason. Fucking enablers.
Oh, one story I didn't tell about Jason. He was complaining about neck pain one day as he was driving me nuts. So I gave him a trazodone, a sleeping pill, and I said, "This will take your neck pain away." Passed out for 8 hours.
Have any more?
Yeah, no
Slipped
shit.
them in his drink in the
Right.
gym.
Yeah, I have more. I have that lady I went to see in Indiana gave me a bunch of them, and I was going to take them. And then once I got back to his house, I figured that would be a great use for him.
Well, real quick, you care to tell me about the expectations of the woman in Indiana and what actually happened?
Yeah, what happened with that? You told me you were going to.
So I met this lady 2 years ago in Massachusetts, and I've been talking to her since. She was married at the time, so we didn't do anything. And then I was planning to go out there sometime this year. Her recently ex-husband took the kids on vacation last week, so she said now's the perfect time. Even though you just moved to Florida, I'll fly you out, this and that. I get there, she gained 50, 60 pounds. Easily. It was so bad. Even though I'm on tests and shit, she came out in lingerie, and I just said, like, no, get off of me.
No.
So what'd you do? Stay at a hotel or something?
No, I stayed with her. I mean, the first day that I got there, I did it twice, and I was just like, oh, whatever. I felt like a girl. A girl, you know how a girl's like, no, I'm not in the mood right now, and they give it up, and then they're like, all right, that'll buy me a day. That was my situation there. I would do it once, and I would be like, all right, good. Maybe this will buy me till Tuesday. And then Tuesday comes around, and yeah, it was
How
painful.
long was the trip?
Like Saturday to Thursday. Ooh, so I got off the plane, and I see her, waiting for me at the baggage claim, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You want to run back on that plane?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
And not only that, I left Florida to go to Indiana. So that, you'd only do that for a special reason. And then you go there and see that. It's like, wow, what the fuck?
Did you say anything to her?
Well, you can't really. But she told me before, she's like, maybe we should wait until I have a few months to diet, and I thought she was just being a girl. I was like, oh, you probably just
Sounds like Dale Chance here.
Yeah, right. So I was like, yo, you know I don't care about that type of thing, which obviously bullshit. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Dale should put on some lingerie when he's all big and fat. Post him on Instagram.
You'd love to see that. You say, Pike.
Everyone would.
Yeah.
Is that what your girl says, Dale? Not in the mood today?
Have you asked Jason's girlfriend to be on the podcast?
Say again?
Have you asked Jason?
Couple times, yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do it.
I talked to her about it. She seemed open to it. Must be him.
She's got 9 job.
Yeah.
Remember in Living Color when they had that skit with the Jamaicans? Oh, I got 9 job. Man, my brother got 10 job.
She's got my number. If she wants to come on, she can reach me. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know,
We're not very consistent
I'm done,
either.
Yeah. I've reached out to her a few times about it, and she wants to come on, she can let me know. Simple as that.
Didn't you met her?
Jason told me he jerks off to her porn videos.
No,
I swear. He told me that. I swear.
No.
So it's his girlfriend, but he doesn't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he texts her.
So maybe in his mind he actually is fucking her because he knows her
probably.
person and he's
Right.
Hey, and you said he texts her what?
No way.
He texts her and he tells her about it. He says, I'm going to watch your videos tonight. And she says, enjoy.
Well, she's probably had hundreds of thousands of men jerk off to her, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her that question. How does that make you feel?
That's so bad when you call a girl your girlfriend, but she won't fuck you, but
Yeah,
you have to
right.
jerk off to
Yeah,
her porn video of her fucking another
Only
guy.
fucking
Usually that's
Jason,
your
what do you
worst
expect?
nightmare.
What do you expect from that fucking memory?
Right?
You can't make that up.
No, that's Jace. Hey, the conveyor belt of shit keeps rolling. What's next?
Like, that's not the friend zone. That's like the friend black hole.
Literally.
Yeah.
Anything else, Leonard?
No, I just want to say, everyone, I'm looking at hopefully meeting Christina one of these days. And
All right. Until the next podcast, which we don't know when it's going to be. Whenever we can.
Hopefully
Somebody help.
this year.
Whenever we can.
this is beyond the reach of even the great Adam McLeod, the modern-day Winston Churchill. So I need special help for Christina. Somebody, please help. Somebody
She's
over in
disappeared
Italy.
now. You usually don't even talk about her anymore.
She's out there. Just, somebody's got to help. Maybe one of her students or whatever.
She's a teacher?
Yes.
And what?
Does
The
Christina
fine
have
arts.
a real Instagram? Like a real?
It's
I don't
old.
know.
There's nothing updated
I
on
don't
it. That
think
was
so.
all
I
from
don't
back in
know.
the day. She has a Facebook, but it's back in the day.
The trolls fucking ruined her.
Yeah.
Our trolls are.
Well,
on a
you can
different
ruin
level.
her and you can get her for me. So,
Yeah.
trolls, you guys owe me. Whoever did that, somebody help. You'll be world famous.
All right, get Cuntalini here quick. Gotta play one for Leonard.
You want to play Shawn Michaels, Sexy Boy?
You should have played Kick in the Door.
My man Imp left a tech and a 9 at my crib. Turned himself in, he had to do a bid. A 1 to 3, he be home the end of 93. I'm ready to get this paper, G. You with me? Motherfucking right. My pockets looking kind of tight.
There are murals of this man all over Brooklyn. All over Brooklyn.
Who is it? The fat fuck?
Biggie Smalls.
Your favorite you were talking about.
Or Notorious B.I.G. I guess he's got two names.
Boy, he talks like he's something else. He would literally whimper if I walked up and was saying a jail cell and I was his stomach. He'd whimper.
He wouldn't whimper if he saw your dick.
Because the nigga play pussy, that's the nigga that's getting screwed and bruised up from the pistol whipping. Wets on the neck from the necklace whipping. Then I'm dipping up the block.
That's an artist right there, Lenny. That's an artist.
It's plain as day. You're gonna tell me some imbecile half-wit kids listen to this and goes out and does it because this piece of shit said it and they want to censor something I said or something Alex Jones said, but this fucking piece of human filth can spout out like this so kids follow the lead.
I would see Lenny like review the Billboard Top 10. Like each song.
Nobody takes him to the task. Oh, he has murals. A guy that's talking about basically stealing from the weakest in society. You get a fucking mural. But they take down the Civil War generals, statues, and whatever.
I've been hearing Jay Cream all week, so this sounds pretty good to me.
This piece of filth. This piece of filth. Well, here's what would happen. If this was 1930, this piece of filth would have spouted off like this on a local radio, he would be hanging from a telephone pole. There'd be a big picture of citizens around pointing them. See what this fucker got? Do it, and you're getting the same. Like they did back in North Carolina. At least one thing about the Chance family, I don't think they put up with that shit.
We done?
This is the one you wanted to hear, Leonard.
Walk out to the ring, Rob. Let's see it. Film him. Let me see your ring entrance, Rob.
I don't know if I have enough views for that.
Oh, you used to wear this. Oh, you used to dance around with that long hair. I hated that. Fuck.
No, really,
I'm not your voice.
Hippie type, you know, but
Wearing lingerie.
yeah, on his arm.
And we're done.